How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Big Six. There's already 1.2k here waiting. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's get it up to 1,000 real early and let's get it 2,000 before the show ends, people. As always, love for the love and show the man them some support. You, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, MATISSE and THUGGEry, all channel links in the description below. I see some people mentioning intro. THUGGEry's on holiday. Let him enjoy. How many times do you want TOBS clip this season? And that's coming from an Arsenal fan. Even I'm tired. I'm actually tired of it. So
the history. Everyone knows about the history, man, isn't it? It's not as if you need another lesson about the history of Tottenham. Like, it's just there. Get the books, man. It's in the books. It's in the shelves. It's in the libraries. You know, it's in Toby's drawers. It's everywhere, man. You know,
the gift that keeps on giving, man. The gift that keeps on giving. Listen, I just thought to myself, Arsenal ain't playing this weekend. We can't bottle any leads. We can't choke in any big games. I'm just here, just viewing from afar. Let's see what happens in the rest of the games. And then I see Tottenham.
Do you feel relieved when you don't play? Do you feel relieved? Like, do you feel like a bit of sense of calmness in it?
Now, yeah.
Yeah. yo, why are you on him? Like, let him open the show, innit? Why are you talking so much? Like, let him even set the show and you're on him.
Bro, I'm just letting him know, you know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
you're on every man already. Like, what's going on? Like, you got chest these years, man.
I'm just literally just trying to, you know.
Bro, I'll come back after a few episodes and like, you're not even letting man open
rusty,
the show.
You're rusty. We'll bring you in. Don't worry.
I said you're rusty.
You're crusty if I'm rusty, bro.
Have you got anything, by the way? Are you okay, by the way? Because we need to find out.
No, I'm not all right. I'm not all right.
What happened to you? Tell the people what happened to you, man.
Life's different, innit? These days, life's different. I've been saying life's different. And these days, people are out here nicking. Like, my car got broken into Saturday night. You already know, but obviously, now you want me to tell the people them, innit? So my car got...
Tell them the Big Six clout and what it's about.
This is next level, man. So remember the last show I was on, the car alarm went off. And like, people were like worried, like, yeah, man's are looking for it. Grizz's car, like... This time, someone went one step further in it and got broken into Saturday night. I was parked up in Walthamstow, East London. So shout out Walthamstow, East London, but fix up in it. Fix up. Like, my car gets broken into, right? And they nick the cable for charging. No problem. Worth about 50p. No problem. Right? They nick my candle rail. No problem. What are you going to do with that? Someone's got diabetes in your family. No problem. That's no problem as well. Headphones. Then they go to the boot and see what's in the boot. And they nick my gym bag. And it's not even, it's like a normal gym bag with my wet towel, wet shorts. I went sauna in the daytime. You know, one of them ones, in it, relaxing, flip-flops. Yeah. So I had a chance to dry up. Yo, they nicked my gym bag, you know.
So you're telling me someone's out there going around wearing your dirty underwear?
Either wearing it or trying to sell it. Now, I know I'm worth P. So
you got it like that now, yeah? Is that you?
It's that ITK clout right there.
So this is an appeal to the Big Six family. Everyone watching. Anybody hear of any wet shorts and wet towel on eBay and shit? Holler at your boy, innit? Like, I want them back. It's sentimental value.
Urgently.
I'm not even joking. Those slippers mean a lot to me. Like, I'm telling you now, innit? They're like really, really comfortable. You know, when you get slippers that are really comfortable and you come home and you want to wear them ones only. Like, you can have a pair of Gucci's and everything, but you want them ones. Yeah, them ones. So if anybody hears of any people, any nitties out there that's selling this kind of shit, you know what I mean, on them. Yeah, you better, on them.
You better hope they're not watching this show because now they know how important those slippers
are. I reckon they've been watching the show and know my whereabouts and shit.
You might get an anonymous call saying, if you want your slippers back, leave 10 bags around the corner somewhere. And
bro, people are saying, why are you Walthamstow? Bro, come on, man. I grew up in Walthamstow. Walthamstow my ends, but still, it needs to fix up, man. Since I left it, it's gone down the hill. It's gone down the hill. This is next level. But anyway, sorry, Turkish. I asked SAEED why he's interrupting your flow, but sorry.
Nah, man, nah. Listen, the people want merch. I don't think that's the sort of merch they wanted. Your wet gym shorts.
No, I mean, blood fire. It is not need to fix up.
Imagine taking the community man slippers. That's just outrageous disrespect.
It's a new low, man. It's a new low.
There's crackheads and there's crackheads. What are you doing?
This is
Don't
the
get
community
fucked,
man.
man.
The community
There's
man
some-
in Walthamstow.
I'm reaching out
What's
to
a
the
community
community.
man without his slippers, man? He needs those slippers.
I'm reaching out to the very community that I appeal to look out for my slippers, people.
Yeah.
Look out for my slippers.
He's got all of his transfers in them pockets and that, man.
I'm noticing you
They're
today.
saying you're not even comfortable in your own ends. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
You're not even comfortable in your own end. I'm around.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's get into it because we have got a few things to talk about. It is a later show than usual. It is 10:10 here in the UK. There's nearly 4K in the building, so make sure we get to 1,000 likes. We've just passed 500. So scroll down, hit the like button, people, and then scroll back up. And big up Factor 75 as well. The sponsorship is running close to its end now. So if you do want to pick up 50% off your first box and 20% off the next 4 orders, then use the link in the description or the link in the live chat. Use the code FACTOR SE32690 and you can get yourself a discount. Like I said, it's the last couple of days of that. So if you're in the US, Americans watching the show, then use that. Big up the few people that have used it. I have got a couple of messages I need to read and reply to. So big up you lot and big up the support. And let's get into it. I mean, we could start at top of the table because Man City have gone back to first place. But I think the talk of the weekend is that Liverpool-Tottenham game. First and foremost, what a comeback at Anfield from Tottenham, but what an end. And if anyone was watching DR Sports, don't listen to TOBS when he says he doesn't care. Because I saw a man that cared a hell of a lot when Tottenham scored that third goal, a hell of a lot. And when Laurie called him out on it, he said, I do care. I was lying. I do care. So, TOBS, make sure you care tonight, my guy. You need to talk because I don't want to hear you don't care anymore.
Same for you, brother. Same for you.
But we ain't played, bro. So wait till Thursday and we can talk, man. Don't worry about that.
Nah, but we got to talk. We got to talk. I'm sure we'll talk about Arsenal, Chelsea. So when we talk, I don't want you to sit on the fence. I want you to speak from the heart, bro.
I told you I was looking for that fence. I found it over the weekend, so it's going to be hard to knock me down off it again. But we'll see how strong the fence is tonight.
Nah, you better come off it. But,
But yeah,
okay. All right,
but talk to me about how
but
much
yes,
you
I
care,
do
my
care.
bro.
I care.
Talk to
I'm
me about how much
guilty.
you care.
You're like that guy that told
Yeah,
them
I can.
they were over their ex, and then next thing you know, you're out here crying outside because they broke
Drunkenly
your
ringing
heart.
her outside nightclubs.
Yeah, like you lied to us, bro. You told us you was over this Tottenham fever that you was going through, and then we see you out here crying on DR Sports, bro. Like,
That's actually a good analogy. It's like it's like an ex. He says he's over.
Well, we're the man, them innit? We're the boys. We've got him through this pain, this whole trauma, the whole season. He tells us he's over it. We will leave him for 1 minute. Now he goes off into DR and he goes and does a whole shit fit, bro. What's going on? You said you didn't care anymore.
That comeback was like the ex messaging him saying, "Can I come round?"
I lied.
Him getting a bit gassed about it. And then the Jota goal was like, I'm coming for my slippers and jumper that I left. And that was the heartbreak moment.
To be fair to him, even I think everyone would have questioned him if he never got up in that moment. So you know what I mean?
Nah, I
think
wouldn't have because he's a stallion. He's strong.
Nah, at that moment, I think any fan would have got that kind of yo, listen, we just got that free. Richarlison's doing that. Yo.
It's Richarlison as well. That's the problem because Richarlison been waiting for that goal all season. All season. Because I remember how much he was riding out for Richarlison.
Bro, and the thing is, I've lost count of the amount of times I've said, if ever that encapsulated what it's like to be a Tottenham fan, this is it. I've had to say that like 5-6 times in the last couple of weeks, but that game is literally Spurs. That is what you call Spursy. Great comeback to make it 3-3. And nobody can say that we didn't deserve to make it 3-3. Nobody can say that, right? And we then go and literally gift. You couldn't give Jota a better gift. That is one of the best finishers in the league, bro. Left foot, right foot. The guy is lethal. And you give him basically an open goal. Good finish, but to him, that's basically meat and drink. That's an open goal, man. And I'm just sick to death of Spurs doing this shit at Anfield. It happens all the time at Anfield. There's a reason why we've won once in 30 years that it happens all the time. No matter how good we play, no matter who's available, no matter how dodgy Liverpool can be, I don't know what it is. We always somehow just throw the game away at Anfield all the time. And I'm sick of it, to be honest. But yeah, I guess you guys want to comment on some of the goals.
Oh, first and foremost, at the start, I thought, shit, this is going to be another hammering. I mean, what is it? 2-0 in 5 minutes, 3-0 in 13 minutes. You said it in the group, TOBS. Fair play to you. You said this is going to be another long day. But you got back into it. I mean, to come back from 3-0 down at Anfield is mad. It is mad. I can't even lie to you. Obviously, GRIZZ will touch in on that as well. But the way you lost it, I mean, we've all seen you on DR Sports expressions on his channel. Literally 30 seconds between celebrating the equaliser and Jota going through on goal after what? Given away by Lucas and making it 4-3. GRIZZ, obviously Liverpool representative in the house. How did you feel about the general game all round? Because I guess it's only points that matter to you now, considering it's the end of what has been a poor season by your standards recently. What about the performance? Diaz made his return on the score sheet and so on. You're shaking your head. You're not too impressed.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It's not because I just not even about the points. Like, regardless of how many points we get, we're going to finish 5th or 6th. You know what I mean? So it wasn't about points. For me, it's totally the opposite. So it's weird, isn't it? It's mad. At this time of the season, most teams are looking for just points. Like, I bet you just think, oh, bruv, I don't give a shit how Arsenal play. As long as you just keep picking up 3 points. Same with City and teams at the bottom. Don't matter how they're playing. They just want points. We're at that stage, and we've had that season where I'm looking for something different for next season. I'm looking for performances. I'm looking for players to rise. I'm looking for tactical tweaks like we've been showing. So for me, it was all about how we playing. And the opening 15 minutes, I thought, okay, on the back of 3 previous wins as well. So obviously that's 4 wins in a row now. First time this season we've done 4 Premier League wins in a row, I believe, in the league. Too late. We started like a house on fire. Some of the football we played was blitzkrieg football, like one touch, Trent just dominating the play. Curtis Jones, big up Curtis Jones. I know you man have been asking about Curtis Jones for a few times. Matisse and SAEED in particular.
Do you know what?
Guys bullying. Yeah,
He was good.
Guys bullying out in this new position. He's got a slight different position, and obviously the pressure and all the news circulating that we're going to buy midfielders. Sometimes it breaks you or makes you. You either rise to the challenge of new players coming through, or you wilt and melt under the pressure. And he seems to be taking it on board. He's balling out, man. He's playing some nice football. He's a nice footballer. He just needs to become more end producty, if you know what I mean. He needs to just show more numbers. He's decisive. Yeah, he's got attributes that you think, okay, guy's strong, he's big, you know what I mean? He's 6 foot something. He just needs to have more about his game. But I've been saying it. He's young. He's young.
He's still GRIZZ, isn't he? He's a bit raw.
For sure. 100%. He is raw. And again, he's another one of those that's been used in so many different positions. And we know when young players are moved from position to position to position, it takes time for them to settle down. But he's been playing really well. Trent in his new role, I believe that's 5 assists in a row in the Premier League. It's only been done once before, guys. Does anybody know who it's been done for? Who is the previous player who's done 5 assists in a row?
Yes, Advantageous.
De Bruyne, probably.
De Bruyne.
Trent Alexander himself.
Oh.
Drops mic,
yeah.
What's that? Bring him to me. No, I'm joking. But yeah, the guy is phenomenal, man. We can talk about his deficiency, and there's not a player, especially a defender in world football in history, that hasn't got deficiencies. But overall package in terms of what he can bring to a team, which is what I keep harping on about, there's very few that can do what Trent can do. He's our Kevin De Bruyne from fullback, obviously inverted fullback now. And that's a huge statement to make when Kevin De Bruyne is the creative force in European football. He's our version of that. So big him up, we blitzed them, and then we stopped playing. We can talk about Spurs up in the tempo, and Spurs did. I don't think Spurs were, even in that 15-minute spell, I don't think Spurs were nasty. I thought they were energized. We were just too good in that first spell. But then Spurs came back, And fair play to Perry Mason. He made a few changes. He stuck to his game plan. I thought he'd done a fantastic job. Obviously, we're probably going to come up to talking about incidents in the game, whatnot. But I thought Spurs capitalized on our fragility this season. We're fragile, man. Let's not beat around the bush. We are where we are because we deserve to be where we are. We're fifth because we deserve to be fifth. Or is it sixth? Though? I might be exaggerating, but you know, I don't look at tables.
I think
That's
you're
different.
fifth.
Okay, we're fifth.
I think.
But okay, but I don't look at tables, innit? I ain't looked at tables since December and shit. So, but yeah, we're fragile, man. We're fragile, and Spurs capitalized. And as Toby says, no football fan will tell you Spurs didn't deserve that. Whether you're Liverpool, Manchester, Chelsea, whoever you are, they deserve that comeback. Fair play to them. I didn't know they had it in them, you know, especially the way they've been playing. But yeah, man, I've been saying Jota. You guys already know how much I've been saying we missed Jota this season. Everyone's talking about the midfield, but we've missed Luis Diaz and Jota for the majority of the season.
He's keeping
and I truly believe we wouldn't be fifth if we had, even if we had the same shitty midfield, we wouldn't be fifth if we had Diaz and Jota for majority of the season. And I can't prove that, but I firmly believe that.
You should be missing Jota again though, because he fly kicked someone in the face.
Yeah, that was a red card.
Stonewall red card.
Naughty boy, red card, absolute red card. But I'm talking about the football side of things. If you want to get onto the controversial side of things, then yeah, no problem. We can go there straight away if you want to save time. But I'm very happy with the way I'm not happy with the way we won because it's fluke. It's just a goal kick. You know what I mean? The legend that is Lucas Moura lays it, cushions it nicely into Jota's path. And TOBS is right. I've been saying he's the best finisher out of our club. I include Mohamed Salah in that. Jota is cold in front of goal. Cold.
Nice, cold finisher.
Left foot, right foot, header. He's got equal amount apparently, or very close to equal. Someone in the chat, let me know if there's a Liverpool fan. Like apparently they you know, like how many goals, percentage of goals with left foot, right foot, and head. Apparently they're all pretty much equal, and that's quite something.
You know what? Shows you. On that point, sorry, you said a Liverpool fan. My brethren's here. He supports Liverpool. When he got here, he said exactly those words. He wouldn't want anyone else one-on-one in front of the keeper than Jota or at the end of a big chance at Liverpool.
There you go. I mean, you know, all kinds of names for him, man. People calling him comparisons. People comparing him to the Robbie Fowler. Like for me, Robbie Fowler was ridiculously elite. I don't think he's got the finesse of Robbie Fowler or the all-round game Robbie Fowler had. But in front of goal, I see the comparisons in terms of he tends to hit the corners, not always clean strikes or, you know, anything overly skillful. But he just puts the ball in the back of the net. And we already know forwards are the most highly paid in terms of transfer fees and wages. And there's a reason for it because goal scoring is the hardest trait. And he's got that. So, yeah, man, over the moon with the 3 points. When I say over the moon, you know, is what it is. We just got to win our games and then see where we end up, which is probably going to be fifth.
I still think there's deficiencies in the squad. That's why I don't think you're going to get top four. I know you're doing this run now, and it probably doesn't mean anything, but I still think there's deficiencies in that squad because this Tottenham team, like I said, you had them, and then all of a sudden they came back out of nowhere. Van Dijk's doing, I don't know, what's the new movie that's out now? Is it, you know, Dancing on Ice, or is it just, I don't know what he's doing lately.
Yeah, he slipped, man. He slipped in it, but obviously,
he slipped.
Yeah, he slipped. He had a very good game overall.
Or is that just
he didn't slip? He didn't slip.
He got jinky majinky.
He nearly broke his back. He literally.
He didn't slip.
He got PK humbled.
He got destroyed. Yeah, he
didn't slip. Okay.
I mean,
you think he's?
I saw a slip.
He got
from where I was.
Charging it like he was charging it like a ball in a china shop, and Perisic checked back onto his right. Van Dijk thought he was going to keep it on his left and didn't anticipate properly. So he didn't slip. He just mistimed.
It's 2 times it's happened to him.
And that's why he ended up with his legs mangled up.
I can imagine it being funny, yeah.
It is some of the memes, man.
No, I'm saying I can imagine it being funny. You know what I mean?
Some of the memes are brilliant, man.
I don't know why GRIZZ. I feel like there was a little bit of like saltiness behind that. I can imagine it being funny.
No, well, I'm not gonna laugh at my. I'm not gonna laugh at my player.
Let's be real. He's seeing one of the greatest defenders of all time falling off a little bit.
No, he's not one of the great.
And it's not easy. It's not easy.
He's not one of the greatest defenders of all time.
Let me tell you this.
Hey, it's not so long ago Liverpool fans were saying he's one of this of all time, GRIZZ. Saying, in a few years' time he'll be up there.
Because when we was having the greatest of all time,
we know this argument. We know where it goes, innit? Has the footage been released, Turkish? Have you released that footage?
Yeah, that one, the centre back one is out.
Yo, when is that one that was in the group chat coming out? When is that? When is that coming out, bro? Because I'm hungry, Turkish.
Which one? Which one?
The one that Skull knows, bro. Where's that? When's that dropping?
He actually had a very good game. Apart from that, he won every duel, 5 out of 5 duels. I've seen the stats somewhere. The goal line clearance was ridiculous from Son. But okay, Perisic done him, or he slipped, or he overbalanced, or he didn't read the game. Whatever the case may be, it made him look like a.
Let me ask you a question.
It memed him.
Do you think that
and what you said, SAEED, I've been agreeing with you. But this is the same Spurs team that done pretty much the same to you. You was 2-0 up as well.
Yeah, but again,
only a few days ago. You don't want to talk about that. Okay.
Point.
Yeah, sure, of course you are. But I'm just saying, it happens, innit?
It happens. It happens to the best of people, innit?
Exactly. You're fourth. You're only 9 points ahead of us, like after having the season of your life, of your career.
And are you making top 4? You've conceded top 4, though, my brother.
So it's mad. It's mad.
So do you have hope? So
what do you say? I like what you do.
You can't do this. You can't banter me. And then
I'm not bantering. I'm just giving you facts. Have I bantered you yet? I'm just saying we're literally 9 points behind you. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The greatest season you're having in a long
season ever.
Yeah, no, I didn't. In a long time. Okay, let me rephrase. Is it the greatest season you're having in a long time?
Yeah.
You was out here quad.
It's all right season, yeah.
It's all right season. You're 9 points ahead of the worst season of our ever.
But the thing is, though, you're trying to banter me. But again, like I said,
it's mad. I'm just saying it's mad in the dunya.
Okay, it's mad in the dunya, but we're not going to bottle this. Like we're not.
I don't think you will. I don't think you will. But deficiencies in the squad, for sure. There's deficiencies in our squad. 100%.
That's what I was going to ask you. That partnership,
we know that nothing's changed. We ain't miraculously, guys. We've been having the same conversation for weeks about Liverpool. We ain't miraculously fixed the midfield. We haven't.
No. Jones is rejuvenated. Yeah, Jones is rejuvenated.
He's a young player. We're relying on young legs. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, GRIZZ. Though, do you think that partnership can work though, Van Dijk and Konate next season? Because I'm not sure it will. I think you're gonna have to bring someone in. I think Van Dijk might have to be not a bit part player, but you have to manage him next season.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of centre-backs out there.
I think that's fair. And when I said it, you lot all, when I said it about a few months ago, remember I said Virgil van Dijk in the list of players that I said we're never going to see the best of. You guys remember when I said it? So you can't banter me when I've been agreeing with you guys. I've been saying we're never going to see the best of Virgil van Dijk again. And I said it about 3 months ago, more than that actually.
No, you did. It was like a big turning point to see you fully part ways with the fact that Van Dijk will never play at his best again, and you'd accept.
Yeah, we'll never see peak Virgil, but peak Virgil was ridiculously good. So let's not forget, you know what I mean? Just because right now he's a meme in certain social media quarters, which is fine. He had a nasty game, nasty incident with that. What do you call it? Dancing. What did you call it, SAEED? I'm just going to remember it.
Dancing on ice.
Dancing on ice. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I asked you what it's called and said whatever. Let's go back to, I guess, the first big moment. Well, what was the first big moment? Because obviously 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, but I think that Romero tackle, but TOBS is right. Eric Dyer did kind of leave him out to dry, but that Romero tackle.
Exactly, and I'm going to give him that one. I'm not going to slander Romero here before, Toby looks up at me and snares at me, but, Dyer was shocking there. Yeah. Toby, is that all right for you there?
No, boy, you said it. So
look at the way he smiles because he knows his little Romero's not going to get criticism. Like he's...
Did you not?
Romero was a hero and a villain in that game, right? He was a hero and a villain in that game. He was a villain because of the way the game started. I felt like GRIZZ is right. We couldn't really get to grips with the pace Liverpool were playing at. But I also think the goals we conceded, man, like it's sloppy, man. To be fair, the first 2 goals, really well constructed goals. I do think, though, for the second goal, Eric Dyer, again, vacating his position, Gakpo darting in behind. Why are you doing that? For the first goal, Pedro Porro doesn't have a clue what's behind him. Really good cross from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but again, no pressure. This is probably the best crosser in the league alongside Kevin De Bruyne, and there's not really that much pressure to being put on this guy when he's delivering a cross into the box. What do you think is going to happen? He's going to find someone. But the third goal, yeah, man, Romero's clumsy for going down like that, and he's just a bozo, innit? He's a really good player, really good defender in my opinion, but he's just a bozo. So that will happen. He cost Spurs there, but I feel like that's a consequence of, again, Eric Dyer vacating his post and leaving Romero by himself with Gakpo and I think it was Luis Diaz behind him in the box. So yeah, 3-0 down. I thought game is over, but listen, man, fair play to Spurs and to Ryan Mason. Last 2 games, we've finally seen that, oh, wow, this team can attack. Like, this team should be attacking, right? We created several opportunities at their ground. I really wish that Son shot went in. I feel like if he scored that shot that ricocheted off the post and we went 3-2 at halftime, heading into halftime, then that might have been a different game in the second half. Maybe for Liverpool, not just for Spurs, maybe for Liverpool. I don't know. But, I mean, I thought Richarlison had just, like, righted, like, not all his wrongs this season because he's been poor, but, bruv, scoring stoppage time equaliser at Anfield in front of a fan base that already hate you because of who you played for before. I thought this was a sweet way to end the game, man. And Lucas Moura just had different plans for me. Lucas Moura said it was God's plan that Spurs would lose the game. So, yeah, unfortunately, Bonehead comes on and does Bonehead things and gives away.
It would have been a very, very difficult weekend. I would have felt worse if Richarlison, I would have forgotten about my stolen slippers and shorts. Like, that would have been fuck all to me if Richarlison had scored the equalizer. Like me and Toby, I know he's probably forgotten, but we got a little bet and I've won it because I think it was 7 goals or something, or 5 goals. I can't remember. I said he won't score this season. I don't think he's got one. Oh, he's got one. Sorry, now obviously. So for Richarlison to come off, I mean, look, we talk about Spursy moments, and like a lot of Liverpool fans called Spurs the Southern Everton. But if you combine the two, Everton and Spurs, that moment just epitomizes both clubs. Like how's he coming and taking off his top, revealing a tattoo on his back? And you guys know what the tattoo is about, right?
No.
Oh shit!
Himself, huh?
Oh shit! You lot don't know what he's got on the back on his back, like covering his whole back.
Himself. He's got himself.
But Hughie, you know how you got Mount Rushmore? He's got Neymar on one side.
Oh yeah.
R9 on the other side.
Yeah.
And he's got himself in the middle.
This guy, man.
Brother.
Fucking idiot.
He's a troll.
Brother, he turned his back.
Turkey's left because he's so mad.
Bro, he's got Neymar and R9 on either side of him, and like he's the main man. So he's coming to Anfield, he's scoring the first goal. Check this out. 3 times he's been yellow carded for taking his top off. 2 times they were disallowed. And the 3rd time, next man went up the other end and scored the winner at Anfield.
You know what, Grizz? Let me jump in for a second. I think that 60-second period, it sums up and epitomizes the mentality of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. You get yourself an equalizer. There's still a minute left. You should be getting right back into your defensive position and either deciding whether you want to go for another one and try and win the game and nick the game, or say, nah, we're taking our point and holding it out. Instead, no, they do the whole shush, the chicken dance, get the Mount Rushmore tattoo out, and let the whole thing capitulate. In the one stadium in the country, you simply cannot do that. You do not count your chickens in Anfield until the final whistle is blown. And that's just fact. Everybody's been stung there. So dumb, man. What a dumb team and a dumb club.
It's not don't count your chickens, bro. It's don't count your pigeons, bro. You know what I mean? Don't count your pigeons, bro, because you don't do that. It's true, man.
Sorry, I just heard someone just waffle for like 2 minutes now.
Mad.
Why are you criticizing Richarlison here? Richarlison.
The defense league is
No.
here.
Sorry. I've kept my mouth shut. And I've heard you Arsenal talk rubbish for the last 2 minutes.
Hey. We're not assholes.
No, I'm ready to be an asshole. I'm ready to be an
I
asshole.
didn't do anything.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
I actually quite like him. I enjoy him. He's
Half of the
entertaining.
people,
Let Tom speak.
Because I sat here and I heard you got talking. Oh, he's got the tattoo thing. Funny, hilarious. I didn't even know that. That's just ridiculous. But you are really cussing a man out who was a super sub. He was brought onto the pitch at 3-1 down. We were 3-0 down at Anfield. He scored the equalizer in injury time to make it 3-3. Yeah. And man are criticizing him for celebrating. No. Am I hearing this right?
Yes,
no,
because him of all
chickens
people.
Because you're at Anfield.
Totes,
what does that even mean?
No.
He's
him of all
scored with what? No. He's literally scored with what he thought was the last kick of the game because there was only like 5 minutes stoppage time, and he scored in like the 4th minute stoppage time. Okay. I'll respond first, and then you can say what you want. My point is this. I'm hearing more criticism, more abuse, more jokes for Richarlison, who's come on and scored. He's come on and he's done his job on the pitch. Lucas Moura has come on and cost Spurs, but man have more energy for Richarlison.
Because
that doesn't even make sense. Because
let's be real, Tobes. Richarlison is listen, hold on. Yes, logistically, yes.
I like your defense.
Listen. Yes, I know.
And this game only, he came on and he did his job. So I don't want to hear about criticism.
But unfortunately,
before you go,
because he doesn't get it. He wants us to be very serious in our the way we analyze
analysis.
This game.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be serious the next round.
But he wouldn't be serious if this was Kai Havertz. If Kai Havertz had scored his first goal of the Premier League season and done a chicken dance or a pigeon dance, and then got ruined on the other end of the pitch immediately because conceded, so the goal is now worthless.
Toby's holding back a smile there because he knows it's true.
I'm not saying hold on there.
I'm a big Sancho in this.
Anthony.
I'm really not trying to hear this from you because if this was Grealish, if this was Sancho, if this was Kai Havertz, you wouldn't be talking like this. If this was a big money signing, you wouldn't be talking like this. The fact of the matter is, he's got his first Premier League goal, and it means absolutely nothing. It's as simple as that. No one cares, bro. It's finished. End of conversation. You don't like it. You don't like it, mate. That's your problem. That's your like. You don't like it. That's your problem. That's your problem.
That wasn't what you Arsenal was arguing. That wasn't what you Arsenal were arguing.
Okay, so from my point of view,
if you said his goal meant nothing, I can't argue that. His goal literally meant nothing.
So my point of view,
he's getting trolled. He's getting memed. That's how it happens.
5-minute segment on Richarlison. Why has he said he's
celebrating?
No. We didn't say why. We said no.
Shit house. He's a shit house. This is what he does. He's there to rile people like you up.
Toby, exactly. Toby, I didn't say why is he celebrating. I'm saying I couldn't have accepted a pigeon come to Anfield, a 60 million pound pigeon come to Anfield and do us like that. So that's why I'm trolling him, because if you want to be serious, you literally memed Virgil van Dijk, and according to you, is one of the best defenders in the Premier League, has been. So you had no issues trolling and memeing him, yet we're talking about Richie La, who's a nobody. Listen, Richie, your boy Richie. Listen, let me end, man. Let me land. You want serious analysis? Richie La comes to Anfield, right? Got his Instagram stories set. You know, this brother is ready to do his Instagram stories, what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, and troll Jamie Carragher, these mans. And he's got Mount Rushmore on his back, made up of Neymar and R9, and he's doing chicken dances with Son. And you're asking me why I'm rattled or why I'm trolling him. Look at this.
Oh no!
Yo, look at this.
How can we not troll this? How can we not troll this?
I didn't know this. I'm not even going to defend this.
I've told you guys.
I can't defend this. I don't know what this even means.
This man's got Mount Rushmore with one Premier League goal.
My guys, at the start of the season, Tobes, what did I say? Who's going to be the biggest? You know when we done who's going to be the biggest flop? I clearly said Richarlison, and Toby went, "What? Are you mad? Richarlison?" I said, "Yeah, well, let's talk on it." And I said, "I don't think he's going to score more than, I think it was 5 goals. I think then I shit myself. I said 7.
It's fine.
But so I've been proved right. So I'm trolling him for a reason, because I've got a reason to troll him. He was hushing the crowd, waving his chest, and then he done a chicken dance in front of the Liverpool fans.
Why can't you hush the crowd?
Of course he can.
He can, but
Of course he can. But now,
understand.
of course he can. But now hold that.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah,
Hold that.
Of course he
He's holding
can.
that.
Hold that.
But
Of course he
Yeah,
can. No,
he's
so
holding
don't
that,
say.
but he's not-
Keep it down.
he's
Don't say
not-
why are we doing
he's
this?
not
Why are we doing that?
responsible.
You know now why we're doing this.
I'm saying- No, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
He's not
Hold.
responsible for it.
Hold
responsible.
it
It's
now.
fine.
All the way back.
Yes,
All the
it's
way
fine.
back to North London, my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Don't worry. You, bottom left. Don't worry.
What do you mean me?
You.
Your guy has one
You've got-
Premier
you've
League
got
goal this
80,
season.
90, 100, 60, 70 million pound buys. You
One
pay.
Premier League. Listen,
crazy.
one Premier
Not
League goal.
crazy,
As
man.
you would say,
And
don't deflect by talking about my team when we're talking about yours. Yeah, that's what you would say
I'm
to me.
deflecting.
Yeah, you are deflecting. One Premier
I'm-
League goal.
I'm
That's
not
what I'm saying.
deflecting. Richarlison has been a flop this season. Absolutely. Richarlison's probably been the biggest flop this season. I'll agree with that. But do I think that this is a true reflection of Richarlison as a player? No. Do I think Richarlison is going to be this crap next season if he stays at Spurs? No, I don't think so. And the point I was making is there was all this anger, all this abuse towards Richarlison. He scored. That's the point I was making. He scored. Whether you like his tattoos, whether you didn't like the fact that he's shushing the crowd, he scored. He came on the pitch and he scored. So why is he getting more abuse than the guy who cost Spurs?
He was
all I'm asking.
0033 going into the.
Yeah, but you know Richarlison and Liverpool fans have history as well. So of course,
Yeah, I know they do. And Turkish, what did you just say? They have history. But GRIZZ are saying, oh, he's done too much. A fan base that slams this guy, calls him shit, gave him tons of abuse at Everton. Why wouldn't he celebrate like that at Anfield? That's what I'm asking. Why wouldn't he celebrate like that?
I agree. He would. He should. Suarez would have done the same.
Huh? When your manager is
Suarez-
coming out after every press conference, when your manager after every press conference is bitching and moaning about the
Clock time.
opposition whenever he doesn't get his way,
Don't get him.
you're here doing up Jurgen Klopp's cheerleaders, Jurgen Klopp's pom-poms all the time. But when Richarlison wants to celebrate an equalizer at Anfield, there's a problem.
There's no problem. He's got the problem.
There was a problem.
There's no problem for me. I won. He lost. There's no problem.
You won, and yet you had a problem with it.
Yeah, no, I would have had a problem if we dropped points because of it. I would have been rattled like you right now. I would be behaving like you right now. But I'm calm.
I'm not rattled.
I'm happy.
I'm not rattled. I just want man to be fair.
I'm being fair. I'm saying he's allowed to do it.
This is
No,
Life isn't fair.
No, Matisse. I'm saying Suarez would have done the same. Gerrard would have done the same. All of these men would have done the same. They're allowed to, but they're good.
listen,
Those guys would have won the game, man.
They're good players. Richie La, I told you
Richie
he's
shit, yeah.
overrated then, and I'm telling you right now
Richie
he's
La's
overrated.
shit, yeah.
And he's
He's not looking like anything special.
He's
I
flop
want
of the
you to say shit. I
season.
want you to say shit.
60
No,
million.
he is. But I want you. Yeah, he is. I want you to say what you really mean, though. Say he's shit. Let's stamp it. Stand on your own too.
I say what.
Man's threatening, you know.
You must. You must.
Grizz, I don't know why you hold it back. Say shit.
Bro, he's saying I must.
Grizz, don't.
Bro, he's saying I
don't
must.
play
You
into
must,
this.
man.
I want you to say what you mean.
Are you musting me?
Say what you mean, dear.
I must.
I must.
Yo.
Bro, I
Yes,
say
you
what I
must.
mean. I don't disrespect players to call someone who's professional, he's in the Premier League shit, but he's a flop of the season and he's overrated. And I'm saying that. And he's got hold that. Go carry on doing your pigeon dance all the way back to North London. Idiot boy with a
We
Russian.
can hold it.
Rich-
I'll hold that. Don't worry. I've held it. I've held it. Yeah.
Pigeon, you know what I mean?
It's here. It's here.
Pigeon
I've held
rat
it.
is a
Don't worry.
humbler.
I knew Richarlison was
I don't even know
tapped,
that
but I
means.
didn't know he was that tapped.
That's mad.
That tattoo is absolutely. Since Grizz has mentioned it, my head just
I
gone.
want Dewey and
It's mad, isn't it? Like if he had Pele and he had like Ronaldinho
Yeah, I-
and Neymar, but himself, fuck me.
It's so like
yeah.
to have a tattoo for
Crazy.
yourself is a bit weird.
Dewey
But
and
he's saying, no, but he's suggesting it's him. He's
It's
not
him, yeah.
Whenever you
He's
bring up
the.
Richarlison in the future, don't confuse what I'm saying about Richie here with that tattoo. That has nothing to do with me. Don't come to me with that tattoo. I've got no part to that. That's my hands are clean, man. That's
That's
my
tapped
business.
with like
Yeah.
7 P's, bruv. That's not just normal taps. That's not 2 P's,
obviously,
that's
so
7 P's.
obviously, man's wanted me to give my opinion, only my opinion. I won't speak for the Liverpool fan base. My opinion on the Klopp and the Mason and the fouls and the incidents. I firmly believe Jota's thing was a red card offence. I firmly believe Klopp should get a fine and a ban for his antics. I also firmly believe that was a red card from Oliver Skip on Diaz's ankle. That was an ankle breaker. And I firmly believe Tierney, and you lot all have complained about Tierney. Remember, Arsenal fans were an uproar Turkish about this referee.
Yeah,
This guy is the worst referee in the Premier League, hands down. Hands down. So that's my opinion. It's Klopp, but it doesn't excuse Klopp for behaving like an idiot, but it's passionate. He's a fan. When we lose it, like Toby lost it on DR, you know what I mean? People lose it. Raw, passionate fans, people, football lose it. Klopp lost it, but it doesn't make an excuse for coming. Remember what I said about who ran up to the referee a few weeks ago and we said it shouldn't be allowed? But I can't remember. But anyway, no players. Yeah, no players, no coaches should do it. But we do see it. Every player does it. Every coach does it. Doesn't hide the fact that Klopp done it, and he should be setting an example because Klopp's one of the high-profile coaches. But this referee and the general refereeing in the Premier League, it's at a point where conversations need to be had as to why these players and coaches are losing it every week with these refereeing decisions, especially with VAR around. So I agree Jota should have got a red card. I agree Klopp should get banned. But I agree that
he's an awful Klopp get banned for? Did I miss that? Sorry.
Yeah, the Klopp should get banned for running. When we scored the winner, he ran up to the fourth official and pulled his hamstring. That was Lord telling him, relax in it, bro. You ain't that guy anymore. You know what I mean? He pulled his hamstring, so he's out for a little while.
Such a wanker sometimes, man, honestly. He's such a wanker sometimes.
Well, you know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I've just spoken about the biggest wanker. I've spoken about the biggest wanker, and you're about to disrespect one of the great managers. So you got no respect for Klopp, but you want me to respect
didn't he just say
some bozo called Richarlison that you call Richie Lau?
Yeah,
Richie Lau.
If you want to be me, Grizz, just say this sounds like you do give a shit about what I just said about Jurgen Klopp. You just said you don't give a shit.
No, I don't care about him doing that kind of shit. I'm saying, I do care about you being a hypocrite. Yeah, I do. I care about you being a hypocrite and having double standards.
Why am I a hypocrite?
But I don't care about Klopp acting like that because we know Klopp. Mourinho's still doing it, by the way, in Roma. He's getting banned every week for doing the same shit. All of these coaches done it. Ferguson done it for years. Huey will tell you. SAEED will tell you if they're honest.
Yeah, but they're called wankers when they do it, though.
Say again.
But they're called wankers when they do it, though. No,
I know. Of course, I said I don't care about him being a wanker. Everyone else calling him a wanker. But you're saying, but 2 minutes ago you said I can't believe you lot are telling Richarlison not to celebrate. Check this out. He's telling us not to celebrate Richarlison scoring in the last minute passion. Yet Klopp's just scored the actual winner, not a fake equalizer. We've scored an actual winner because 20 seconds earlier, Mohamed Salah, and obviously none of you lot are going to say you saw it, Mohamed Salah was pulled up for a foul when Davis was pulling him, and he was given a foul against, which they scored for the equalizer from. And that's why Klopp was filming.
Davis was bleeding. What do you mean? Davis was bleeding, bro. What do you want the referee to do?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the footage. I'm talking about the foul.
Which foul?
I've seen the footage. He was bleeding. What do you mean, which foul?
Is it bleeding?
Elbow hit Davis in the face.
Listen, he was pulling.
You fucking blind. You can't see me. I'm bleeding.
Is it bleeding?
Bro, you know what I mean? At the point being, there was a lot of bozo referees out there. This one's the worst.
Karma came for Klopp straight away anyway with the hamstring injury.
Yeah. He got what he deserved, and he's going to get a ban. Fair play.
Exciting, man.
It is what it is. Let's move.
Davis was pulling Salah's shirt off. Yet he got the foul.
We got some.
Yeah, because he got smacked in the face.
We got some super chats here, and we got some predictions to do as well. We're already 45 minutes in.
Sorry, all your players are Saints. I forgot.
No, I don't want him to be as well.
Konate as well. Nasty. Stonewall penalty on Richarlison. Grizz didn't mention that, and I bet he probably thinks it wasn't a penalty. I agreed with the red card, by the way. I think Skip should have been sent off, and I think
we don't care.
Grizz talked about officiating.
We don't care.
He talks about officiating. He didn't. He didn't even mention
He's
the penalty
nasty.
on
I told you. I'm
Konate-
sorry.
Konate on the
Complain to Tierney. I told you he's a
Yeah,
nasty
what
referee. I told
surprise,
you he
what
makes some bad
surprise.
decisions.
What surprise? What surprise? No, but he's nasty from your perspective because you're talking about all the decisions that he got wrong for Liverpool.
No, not for you as well.
Okay,
For
then.
you as well, bro. He should have sent Jota off.
Yeah. For me.
for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Thanks,
Look at these tears, man. God damn.
Yeah.
Let's look at the super
No
chat
tears,
before we
no
do.
tears. Spurs, I expected a loss.
You did. We got a Liverpool Fulham prediction to make as well, but we'll do super chats first. Big up Jerome, new member on the channel. That one popped up there. Love for the love. Let me go into the Liverpool Tottenham one straight away. Tottenham. AJ says Toby complains about his team playing awful style of football all season, but Klopp says it, and it's an issue for Toby.
Can I just come back on this one just very quickly? Nobody in their right mind is ever going to complain about someone calling out Spurs for playing awful football. That's fine. What my issue with is Jurgen Klopp always criticizes teams that come up with a way that doesn't suit Liverpool if it works in their favor. And this isn't the first time he's done this. He's done this.
Rubbish, man.
And GRIZZ is shaking his head. He did this before against us.
Rubbish.
He did this before against us last. It's not rubbish. He literally did the same thing
Pure
last
rubbish.
season when we got.
Pure rubbish.
when
We beat you
when
every
we won
time.
one.
He's trying to help
The
you.
same
We
thing
beat you
against
every
Tottenham.
time.
Can I finish?
So he's trying to help you.
Can I finish?
And you say
Well,
the same.
He didn't win last.
Right.
He didn't win. No.
Because
Again,
look, when you
you're
play
not
attacking football,
listening
look
to
what
I'm
you've done. You tore us to shreds when you play attacking
You're not
football.
listening to what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I don't
You're
have an
lying.
issue with Jurgen Klopp saying that. What do you mean? I'm lying.
You're making it up.
What
You
do you
said he
mean
says
I'm
it
lying?
after every game. That's not factually correct.
I didn't say he says it after every game. I said this
You
is
did.
the
You
first
said
time
every
Jurgen
game
Klopp
he
has done this.
complains. He doesn't.
No. I said
And
this
you
is
and
the
you
first
always
time
and
Jurgen
you
Klopp
always
has-
read the headlines. I keep telling you, he praises the way you lot play.
Listen, bro.
Headlines. You're
All I'm
probably one
saying
of those
is
headline
this.
readers. You
All I'm
never read the
saying-
full article.
Bro, I literally said on my channel today, I could have telegraphed this. All I have to do is say one criticism about Jurgen Klopp, and you're out with your pom-poms every single episode. Every single episode. It's textbook. Honestly, check my video today. Check my video today that I released at 5ish or whatever. I literally said this word for word. I said, I'm going to mention this in the Big Six, and I bet you in no time, GRIZZ is going to be out of his pom-poms defending Jurgen Klopp to the hills. And lo and behold,
Turkish.
here you are,
Turkish.
textbook.
Turkish. Why am I here?
To rep Liverpool.
Am I going to sit and let you chat shit
Yeah,
about my manager?
You can rep Liverpool, but it doesn't mean that
No,
you
of
have
course.
to ignore your
I've just told you he's going to get a ban. He deserves to get a ban.
No, but
But
we're
the
not
rest of
talking
the
about that. We're
shit,
talking about this.
the rest of the shit, exactly. The rest of the
We're
shit, if you're
talking-
going to add VAT to it, I'm going to defend him.
If you're
Don't
gonna
add
add
VAT.
That's fine. You can defend him, but can I finish?
Don't add
Can I
VAT.
finish? Can I finish? Stop with
No.
Put the pom poms down for a second, and let me just address
you ain't seen my pom-poms, brother.
Man went.
You ain't seen
Put the
my
pom-poms
pom-poms,
down
brother.
and let me just-
Pause, man.
Pause.
Yeah.
This sounds wild.
I'm actually like helping you here. I'm saying pause all the time for the sake of the
Calma.
show, so we can get
I'm gonna go and mute let Toby get off his chest
Little
because
sponsor, mate,
obviously
you know what I'm saying?
long weekend and that bank holiday and
Yeah,
that man's been.
I don't care. To be honest, I don't really care if he plays Spurs. I just don't get why this guy always feels like his opinion is what matters on how other teams should play when they're playing Liverpool. It's not a Spurs thing because he's done it before with other teams that he's played in games where they haven't won. It's not the first time I've mentioned this on the Big Six either. I literally said this. I've said this multiple times about Jurgen Klopp, so nobody can say, "Oh yeah, I'm just saying stuff just for the sake of it." This is historical, and he does this stuff quite a few times. He does, and nobody here can say otherwise apart from GRIZZ. Nobody here can say otherwise.
Cool.
Facts.
Cool.
Next one in. Let me just save this one that's just come in. Amir says, I wouldn't blame Moura fully. Jota saw the back pass coming before Moura even got it and continued his run to get it and score. But you still got to blame Moura there and because he should have anticipated that
The hell? What
Jota
does that
would
even
win
mean?
some distance. But yeah, it is what it is.
You put him through on goal. That's an assist. What? It's an
Give the
assist.
forward. What he's trying to
What
say
the
is
hell?
give the forward some credit for reading it, anticipating it, and an ice cold finish that won us the game.
B Wise says, did SAEED say Liverpool still have deficiencies? Thank you, Captain Obvious. #7up. Brian says, Grizz, Van Dijk stole your gym shorts the way he was turned over by Perisic. Tobes, stop embarrassing yourself watching the watch-alongs. Team is embarrassing. Harry Maguire in the building as well. Got some free time. Tobes, I'm better than Romero, but these United fans don't respect me. Also, that's a very nice hat. Can you please navigate me to the shop you got it from?
He's squared.
Oh, no free endorsements, man. No free endorsements.
What the hell is this, man? What the hell is this?
He's got another one here. He says, next game, I'll reveal my tattoo with Terry and Ferdinand on each side after scoring. That tattoo has got me completely rattled. I can't believe it. Big fan of the show, says Jamo. It's been an awful season as a Chelsea fan. When will the Big Six merch drop? The Big Six merch will be ready this summer / start of next season. So look out for it. You'll be here watching the show. Once it's ready, once it's out, there will be links in the description. There will be promo, obviously, from us here. So you'll know as soon as it comes. And on the socials, too, at the Big Six show. Ahmed says, no one's talking about this, but would this have been the biggest of all bottle jobs if it ended 3-3 after being 3-0 up at home? Lucky Liverpool. I'll be honest, I'm tired of hearing the word bottle now, man.
Uncomfortable conversation.
But it's a meaningless game, though, isn't it? It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Conversation.
Uncomfortable for who?
Look at Tobes' smile. The chosen one says, Tobes on that stream was like thinking The Rock was returning and then Spike Dudley comes out. That stream was gold, man. Kiefer says, the fall off of Liverpool is too sweet. GRIZZ went from quadruple and rivalry with City fans to top 6 fight and arguing with Tottenham fans within a year.
That is so true, you know. That is the fall of Liverpool is bad, you know.
Come on.
That's the best super chat
This
ever.
is in the mud with me.
Come on, calma. We've gone above you first time this season. It's going to stay there.
Nothing to celebrate. Nothing to celebrate that, man. Come on.
It is actually mad when you deep it. Jerome, big super chat. Love Jerome. Love to all the super chats. This is the last one I have here before we move on to the predictions. I'm a United fan, says Jerome, and I will always support my team. But if you are a Tottenham fan like Tobes, there is no shame in switching sides. By supporting Tottenham, you are destroying your legacy and your family's legacy for generations to come. But Tobes has already said we won't have his child support Tottenham, so
That's deep, that, man. That's deep super chat, that. His family's split anyway. Your brother's an Arsenal fan, isn't it? So it's split.
yeah, man. Tosin can take Tobes' kids to the Emirates, man. He's all right. Don't worry about that. All right, cool. That's the super chat. Liverpool, Fulham, GRIZZ. What is that? Tuesday night fixture? No, Wednesday night fixture. What are you saying?
Wednesday night, yeah. Yeah, man should be there. I mean, certain seats, but
All right, mate.
I knew you're gonna laugh. I knew you're gonna say something. I just waiting for your reaction. I just waiting for your reaction.
I just saw what you said. I was like, all right,
Liverpool,
mate.
I know. But Liverpool, Fulham, we have to handle our business and then see where we land. So yeah, another game that not really overly bothered about how or like the scoreline as such, but just the way we play. I want to see more evolution of the tactics that we've employed now. Yeah, we should win, man. We should win. Fulham played well against Man City, though. They played really well.
They'll probably be without Tim Ream and Pereira against you, though. They both went off injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've no Mitrovic, obviously, still, I think.
Okay. Is that my fault then, yeah?
No, I'm just saying it makes it easier for you, man. Relax yourself.
I'm relaxed, man. I'm just saying that. Why are you telling me about Fulham's team?
You're very touchy since you had to argue with Spurs fans, man.
I'm not touchy. I'm just telling you. Why are you telling me about Fulham's team news? Like,
When is he back?
I just told you I don't give a shit about this game.
All right. Okay, I won't.
He's hurt by that shit.
He's not going to give a shit until he knows something's going on and, you know, he gets excited again about Liverpool.
Oh, come on, man. You've got to be real, innit? Like, why am I getting hyped over battle for fifth? I'm going to keep it real, like, you know what I mean? Our standards are in the mud. You're right. Like, I shouldn't be hyping up Liverpool with a fifth, sixth. But it is what it is. My prediction, I'm going to say 2-0.
2-0 Tobes.
I'm going to say... Yeah, I'm going to go for 2-0 as well, Liverpool.
Matisse.
I hate when you copy me. You got brain of
Yo, bro, man, I need to watch out for Toby, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I've got the
Yeah.
Really?
prediction table.
Serious,
I'll bring
man.
it up at the
It's
end of
No
the
way.
Yeah, man. I have to get back to my mode
Boy,
now.
I
I've been
can't even
slacking it.
remember.
You know what I mean?
I need to leave with something, boy. I need to leave with something.
You're fooling him, man. I want him to get back to the, you know what I mean? Like, didn't care, told me, man. When's that coming back, man? Like, you know, because.
Matisse, what are you telling me, bro?
4-0 Liverpool.
Oh, shut up, man. You're just
Right.
joking us.
No, because I want to see if Turkish wants to copy me now.
3-1. I'm going 3-1.
I'm calling his bluff. I've had enough of this shit.
What is nasty tactics, man?
Hey, when you
It's
see
not
the
even working for him
prediction,
because you're at the bottom. So I don't know why he's doing it.
well, but obviously a week or so ago it was a 3-point difference, so I had to make sure that remains. But now, when you see the prediction table, I think I can afford to not copy him as much. Hugh, I've gone 3-1. People, Hugh.
1-0 Liverpool.
1-0. SAEED.
I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0.
Shit, man. I think Saeed might be right.
Right, everyone's gone for a clean sheet aside from me, but yeah, as long as Matisse don't get it right, I'm all right. Let's move. Let's move. We just not talked about Fulham, but we've just done predictions for Liverpool, Fulham. Hugh, Fulham put up a fight, but City got the job done. Back to the top of the league. Alvarez, class goal. I don't know what Vinicius was doing in that second half, man. Instead of fucking putting it in the back of the net, the guy's looking for a penalty, but that was a big hand from Edison to snuff him out. But talk to us, man. Back to the top of the table. And yeah, how you feeling?
Back where we belong, man. Back where we belong, back on top. And I'm seeing some Arsenal fans really not taking it well at all, saying we should reassess how we hand out the Premier League trophy because it's not fair that City have only been on top for 14 nights and Arsenal have been on top for 47.
You said that.
I said it all season, man. No one gives a fuck how you play between August and March. It's about when you peak and when you show that killer instinct. And we flexed our killer instinct in the last 2 months, man. 18 unbeaten. 8 wins in a row in the league. That's the most anybody's done this season now. So we're showing what we're capable of. But with that said, it was not the most glamorous performance away at Craven Cottage, but I think it's allowed. I think it's excused considering the month we've just had. We've just had a 10 out of 10th moment. Champions League semi-final, FA Cup final, top of the league again. So the team looked a little bit tired, but it's about being able to go to these places and still pick up the win when you're a little bit tired. So I really wanted to finish off the week in style, like get that win at Fulham and not undo some of the good work we did on Wednesday night against Arsenal. Beat Arsenal, move into Fulham and seal it. Now we've got 2 home games against West Ham and Leeds, which I'm by no means overlooking, but with them being at home, I feel naturally confident. But yeah, man, we got the job done. And, Haaland, I don't think we talk about Erling Haaland enough because it seems after every show or before every show, he's breaking some... We don't. He breaks a record before every show and it doesn't get enough airtime. He's now equaled the record for most goals in a 42-game campaign. 50 goals in all competitions this season. When we talk about this great Arsenal team, they have been great this season. But what you attach to that conversation is they're young and inexperienced. And that's pretty normal by any circumstances. You don't say that about Haaland. He doesn't play like he's young and inexperienced. He's like a seasoned 28, 29-year-old striker and bettering that. And he's just about to sign a new contract and take out his release clause too. So he sounds like a happy man. So I'm buzzing for him, man. Yeah, man. Okay. He's a freak of nature, Erling Haaland. And then listen, Julian Alvarez has played a bit part role this season, but he still bags most of the time when he plays. This guy, this is exactly why we were happy to get rid of Jesus and Sterling. They are not as clinical as Alvarez. This guy, he gets the ball, and sometimes it might be a bit unnecessary, but he shoots on sight. This guy he shoots on sight. Give him a sniff at goal, and he's gonna take it. And what a finish, man, to ultimately win us that game. So we now have 2 world-class strikers in our ranks, and one of them didn't even play as a striker. He played in that Kevin De Bruyne role, and I think missing De Bruyne meant we didn't control the middle of the park as much as we usually would, and that's why there was portions of the game where Fulham were, attacking us and causing us problems, and the defense looked a little bit shaky at times. But listen, man, without Alvarez, he was a great game. He had a great game. He won the penalty. He got the winning goal.
Do you not think it's a bit early to call Alvarez world class?
100%.
Yeah, maybe it is. I'm just gassed with him, man. I'm really happy with the business because he only costed 15 million, and he's come in and had this impact with little or no break, man. He went straight from the Argentinian season into Premier League, into World Cup, and to now be at this stage as well when whenever we call upon him, he impacts positively. He impacts positively. And it doesn't matter whether striker, on the wing, or in that Kevin De Bruyne role, he still does it. So for us to have a player like that now who's clinical off the bench or starting when needs to, it's huge. So I'm buzzing with that, man. Like I said, we move into 2 home games this week, and hopefully, I think we win these 2 home games this week. We've won the league. That's the way I look at it, because at that point, then we can afford to draw a game or 2, because I don't back Arsenal to beat Chelsea, West Ham, or Chelsea, Newcastle, and Brighton. So it's looking good for us, man. It's looking good. 2 games, Madrid next week.
They're going to whoop
18
Chelsea,
like I said. Say again.
They're gonna wipe the floor with Chelsea. Chelsea are straight.
Can I ask? Thanks, Tobes. Can I ask how comes so many people don't seem to care about City in the comments? What's happened?
Yeah, man, they need to chill, man.
Like a lot of Arsenal fans, they don't seem to care about City anymore. I'm seeing in the comments, but that wasn't the case a couple of weeks ago. He was monitoring their every move. So why now? What's happened? Why is now everybody so sleepy and so bored of City talk? Everybody was very much watching City like a hawk. I don't understand what's happened. It's strange.
Yeah, man.
Have you given up on the title? You could go top of the league tomorrow. So what have you given up?
I need them to rise up, man.
Stop trying to draw people back in so you can fuck them up again in 2 weeks.
Listen, you could go top tomorrow. You could go top.
You're a
Wake up! It's not over yet.
We must do all of that. We must.
No, but I'm gonna look, Matisse. I get your angle, and I know the campaigns that you've been driving the last few months.
You're acting like I've been on a tour. Like
no, you have. You've been driving a mad agenda.
Campaign.
I respect your campaign. I respect, and it's worked. Right? It's right, but it's true about City, innit? Like nobody cares.
This is disrespectful.
Like, nobody cares.
Oh my god,
This is mad disrespectful.
they're a machine, though. That's what it is with City, man.
Oh, they're too good. They're too good.
They're a machine, man. They just get the job done. Guardiola, I see him trying to do the bit of, for the cameras and that, like he's worried and that. But this guy's a madman. And, whoever comes off the bench.
But why don't you know my schedule, man? I'm big 6, innit, bro? You already know. Last time you told me about Jude and Bands cussed me, and now you're ringing me up again. Get off my phone, man. Sorry.
Wow. That was so random.
Is he the one that told you about McAllister?
Yeah, man. I don't know my schedule,
No, this guy is shameless.
Did Tobes ask you a question?
Sorry, Tubbs.
That was random, man. I don't know what happened there.
Sorry, Tubbs. What Tubbs' question?
Was he the one that told you about McAllister?
Don't worry.
Oh, listen, WhatsApp conversations stay in WhatsApp. You understand?
WhatsApp conversation stay in WhatsApp. Do we think this City domination ends with Pep, or have they created
100%.
a machine?
No one overtakes them while Pep's there. Pep's a genius. I'm saying it now. So obviously I'm joking about nobody cares about City. No, actually, I'm not joking. Nobody does care about City. But that doesn't mean...
talk about them enough to care. You whine about them enough to care. You're focused on Tottenham and Chelsea and them, man, there. So you don't need to worry about us.
Though, you know how when that girl said it, it came back to Horner. Don't go anywhere. But respecting and admiring them is something completely different. You don't have to care about them, whatever. Pep is a genius when it comes to football coaching at elite level. He's a pure genius of the game. Because I've had a chance to reflect, because we're shit this season. So it gives me a chance to reflect of what City and Pep have done this season. And pretty much in a transition season in terms of playing style. And I think, Hughie, is fair to say there is a transition season in terms of playing style, especially with the big man up front. With the big man up front and everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's pretty much won the league. Let's not, Matisse, I know he's trying to mix Arsenal rise and whatnot. They've wiped the floor again, man. Pretty much. They're probably going to win it by 5-6 points. That'll be 4 titles in 5.
5 and 6.
5 and 6, and the 3-peat. And I've told you guys, I think they're going to win the treble. The guy's a genius the way he's handled the stars, evolved the playing style, and peaked at the right time. For me, he's one of the most elite coaches of all time.
I think second only behind Sir Alex, if I'm honest.
What does he have to do to get ahead of Sir Alex for you? I
don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think he's going to be able to prove if he's better than Sir Alex for me, because Sir Alex won major trophies with Bob standard players at times in key positions, and I don't think Pep's ever going to have a team of Bob standard players to be able to prove. Like when I look back at Sir Alex's reign, I just look at some of the teams he won majors with, and I just think, how the fuck did you do that?
I think that says more about the quality. I think that says more about the quality of his opposition than it does about the players he had.
Not really, because you got to remember there was proper defenders then. There was proper, you know what I mean, teams back then. I think for me, Pep Guardiola, in terms of tactician, I think he's up there, probably the best we've ever seen. But as a manager, that's different. You know what I mean? Tactician, I think he's probably better than Alex Ferguson in terms of the way he's revolutionised the Premier League, the way he's brought the false nine in. There's things in Pep Guardiola I see better than Alex Ferguson. But I think as a manager, the whole idea, the whole package of a manager, I think Alex Ferguson is the best we've ever seen. That based on longevity. Again, like I said to you, we could have a conversation if Guardiola
stayed. It's a good debate for Big Six, I think.
Sorry,
it's a good debate for the original channel.
Managers
top six. Yeah.
Do that one. Because I agree with Saeed. I think tactically Pep has shown something very different, something very special. But don't get twisted. I swear, Sir Alex, didn't he one time put Welbeck into midfield to deal with? Who was it?
Yeah, cleverly.
On the left.
I agree. Turkish, he swayed my mind. Like Alex is still the GOAT.
Yeah.
But
we won a league with Fabian Delph at left back. Explain to me how that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying, tactician, because of the way he was doing Fabian Delph and the way his role was.
No, but if he wins the Champions League, if he adds the Champions League to everything else, I keep saying it. To me, he becomes very much in a conversation with Sir Alex.
Yeah,
I think people are just too quick to say, Pep has the money to do these things, and Pep has the money to keep buying players. I mean, I'll give you an interesting stat. There's only one player left in the whole squad since the pre-Pep era, and that's Kevin De Bruyne. Pep has built 2 and 3 squads in the last 6-7 years that have consistently won trophies. Klopp hasn't been able to do that. Man United have been struggling to do that for 10 years. It takes a serious genius to do that, and the majority of players we buy, they're not superstars when we buy them. They're good players and they're good from their respective clubs. But Pep develops them and makes.
So is Alex Ferguson, though.
So, I'm not sitting here discrediting Alex Ferguson for 1 second. I just think I want to explain Pep a bit more. Like he makes these players superstars. He makes Bernardo Silva and Gundogan these players that you talk about now, but they weren't what they were when they first arrived. So it takes a certain level of genius to do that. So it's not just about money, because we've learned very quickly this season with Coral Top Bowley that money doesn't translate to success. And Man United who expect more. So
I agree.
More respect.
And also, I think I'm scared of the longevity that now. If Guardiola, I need him to get bored and just say, "Yo, listen, man, I'm done now here." That's what we need. The Premier League needs it, because I tell you what, nobody win the Premier League while he's there. Well, not consistently.
But
he's just signed his new contract for another 2 years.
Here it comes.
And that'll take him.
What happened?
Here it comes.
I'm saying I want Turkish to say it.
Here it comes. I know exactly what you're going to say. Just say it.
I want Turkish to say it.
Say it. Go on, GRIZZ. You know you want to get it.
What happened to all?
Well, why don't you go and say it then, Clever Clocks?
Look, this is exactly why Klopp is so amazing. Because look, he got a title during Pep's.
What do you mean so amazing? He's very. This is why.
No, that's what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say respected. But if you want to add VAT, what's all this added?
So what's he trying to do? He's trying to make Klopp look.
He wanted to put Liverpool in there real quick.
No, I'm saying this is why Liverpool. When Hughie has alluded to it, and Big Steve has said it before as well, that this is why. We have to be respected the way we've done it, with no money, very less money than all of your respective clubs, and Jurgen Klopp, who's finished and washed us according to certain people, that we rivaled these lot. Yeah, they pipped us twice by a point.
Well done for that.
Well,
that's a big trophy, man. That's a big trophy. How are you going to fit that in your cabinet?
You want to do that? Oh, you want to do that?
Yo, he was disrespected.
This is what I'm saying, innit?
He's not even asked.
I'm sorry, I just saw the opportunity.
It doesn't make your club any more relevant, my brother.
Well, you're talking about them. You're the one talking about them.
Your club
we competed with City. We competed with City and only got pipped by a point twice.
We competed with Pep Guardiola, the genius of genius managers, and a state. I was going to say, not Little City.
Oh Lord.
Because Little City will always be Little City.
I agree with that one.
You though, isn't it?
But your owners are big.
We can unite on that one. We can unite on that one.
Yeah. Spud me, G. But your owners your owners and your coach, elite, absolute elite. But you're still little city.
Oh,
Little said there.
Tobes. Tobes, are you there?
He's watching Gomorrah, man.
This guy.
His disillusion. He was only illusioned with football for about 20 minutes when they came back into Anfield. Apart from that, he's disillusioned with football and life.
This guy needs a big win, man.
No, but I heard him say. I thought you said all eras come to an end. I think that was directed to SAEED, no?
So,
Yeah,
there's
that
another
was
side
directed
here.
to SAEED, and it was directed to a little bit of you as well, brother. So,
Well, all eras come to an end.
yeah,
No, I
all
think-
errors come to an end.
Listen, we'll see in it next season. Ten Hag, new striker. You know,
Yeah.
it just depends on what happens in it.
Yeah.
I think there's possibilities next season of
Oh.
maybe Chelsea. I reckon next season will be great.
Don't involve me, please. This is
No,
your
I genuinely think my early predictions are looking good for Chelsea.
business.
Chelsea are the ones to watch out for next season.
Shut
Telling you
up! Shut up! Stop it!
now.
Don't
Why,
even
that's
try.
what I'm saying, why are you
don't-
scared, man? Why are you?
No,
like,
I'm not
fearing it?
scared. It's just that I know you don't say that. It's not coming from a good place. You don't believe that.
It's coming from a good place, trust
You're just
me.
saying it for devilish reasons. So just
No,
don't-
I'm not. I'm genuinely not. Like,
No, it's
I'm-
not genuinely nothing, brother.
Nah, genuinely, I think next season could be good for Chelsea.
Yeah, I bet it will.
Man City. We got a prediction to do for Man City as well. So let me get the super chats in. Just Waffling says Alvarez is special. Hugh, what do you think the long-term plan is for him? And let me build on that because I was actually going to ask you, Hugh, with the expectation that Haaland's only going to be here for a few years and then probably go to Real Madrid or something like that.
I like that. I like that Turkish.
Do you think that Alvarez is the long-term City forward or?
You're a funny guy, Turkish.
Wow.
I swear I just referenced the fact that he's removed his release clause and he's signing a new contract.
Real Madrid don't need a release clause, my guy. Trust me. When they come knocking, it's all mad. Players just bend over.
Nah. We hold on to players, man. Listen, no, the expectation for me is that Haaland will stay for probably longer than you guys expect. I'm not saying he'll retire at City, but I think he'll stay a lot longer than anticipated. The trajectory for Alvarez it's endless, really. He's showing his versatility and that he can be influential wherever he plays on the pitch. I don't think it's going to be he's just set as the number 2 striker sitting on the bench. I think he'll be able to fit in wherever, and he's just signed a new contract too. I don't think he would have signed that contract on the basis he's going to be a bit part player. I think Pep has a plan for him, and as we've established in the last 10 minutes, Pep's a bit of a genius, so I think he'll find a way. Pep alluded to after our game yesterday that he's desperate to find a system whereby he can fit Haaland, De Bruyne, and Alvarez into the team together, and they're the 3 biggest killers. They're the 3 biggest snipers, the most lethal in front of goal. So I think once he finds that click, whatever way it may be, it's even scarier hours for the rest of you. So I mean, we'll see.
I'm already traumatized, brother. It's okay.
So,
There's nothing more you can
I've got a
say.
question.
More
for
than you can believe.
Yeah.
for Hugh.
I've got a question for you.
Prediction, man. Maybe the
Yes.
prediction.
So my question is, Hugh, you're a Man City fan, so you can speak with an informed opinion. Have Man City upgraded on Gabriel Jesus with Julian Alvarez?
150%.
Shit.
Like, I don't have to think about it. The guy is clinical. Jesus is not clinical. And I think Arsenal fans are coming to terms with that. I think Arsenal thought when they were getting Jesus, some of them, maybe not Turkish, they thought they were getting a bagsman. Fantastic player, Jesus. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot to love about him. Work rate, energy. His link-up's great. But at the end of the day, the man is not clinical. If he was clinical, he'd still be wearing a blue shirt. But he's not. He's down in North London. Alvarez is clinical. And he's still at the start of his journey in European football. Upgrade 110%, but I still don't mean disrespecting Jesus because I've got a lot of love for the guy. But yeah, answer is yes.
And if you want me to give my opinion, I like Alvarez, but I do think it's early to say he's clinical until you see him week in, week out, starting games as the primary striker. Then I think you'll know a bit more about him to be able to say he's clinical. Don't get me wrong, Jesus ain't clinical. We know that already. Even when he was at City, we were seeing him year in, year out, get consistent game time, whether it be off the bench or even... Don't forget how Jesus came and started for you lot, Hugh. When he came, he was benching Aguero and Jesus was starting banging in goals. So at that point, people might have said Jesus is clinical, but over time, you find that he isn't. But I like Alvarez. I think it's too early to say whether it's an upgrade or not, but I think they're 2 different strikers at the same time as well. I think you're right. Alvarez is more of a shoot on sight type of guy. If he gets a sniff, he's going to go for it, whereas Jesus might take an extra touch, or he might try a little shimmy, a drop of the shoulder or something like that. So there are differences there, but I think it's too early to be definitive about it. And obviously, as a City fan, you're going to back the guys currently at your team. So that's fair. I don't know what Toad wanted to do with that question, but yeah, that's all good. Kevin says, big up to you all. When are you guys coming to New... Huh?
Can I just ask questions, bro?
Yeah, you can ask questions.
Can't the brother just ask questions?
Yeah, ask questions. Kevin says, big up to you all. When are you guys coming to New York? We're coming to New York on the 20th of June, Tuesday, the 20th of June, till Monday, the 26th of June. Once we have a plan sorted, I'm going to upload it on the socials at The Big Six Show, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all the same. Remember the number 6 to start off the word 6 at The Big Six Show, and you can keep up to date there. Also, SAEED, will you be at the game versus Arsenal in New Jersey? Is it New Jersey? I thought it was New York, or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm planning it, man. I'm trying to work something. So yeah, maybe you might see me.
Say no more. See you lot soon. Big fan of the show. Well, I'm going to be there for the game. Hopefully SAEED is too, because then we can link up again out there in July. Thanos says, why would you care? You can't even dream about winning the Premier League. We give everyone false hope. All right, mate. Henry says, nice cameo on AFTV, Matisse. You're very level-headed and well-spoken on DR and AFTV, but a fool when you're behind your keyboard and webcam.
Listen. I said to Turkish off camera, he said to me, why are you coming with so much grace and decorum today? And it was in the morning, so you have to understand I was tired, right? So obviously I'm going to be a little bit more nice when I'm tired. Now it's later on, the gremlin is a little bit more active, but to come back to your point, now that you're not in it, because you guys are saying you're not in the race, I'm trying to get you back into the race. I'm trying to push you back in. You lot are saying, nah, City's boring, it's done. So obviously now that you're not in the race anymore, I'm a lot more chill. The stress is gone. I was very stressed. It was a tough time in my life when you guys were fighting for the top of the league, and I thought you might do something mad, do something that you'll regret. But now that you're back, coming into second, nice and calm and composed, I'm good now. So we can be cool. We can be civil. It's not a problem, guys. We're good.
This guy said it's the morning. That's why he was like that. Literally, after we recorded Box to Box, he dressed up as a fucking chef and went on DR.
Bro, I see you, man. That was shameless.
10 minutes later, AJ says, Matisse, you already said Pep's better than Sir Alex with rants. Say it with chest now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to give my opinion, I didn't get to answer the question, but I think Pep, he's a better coach, and I think I would have been interested to see how Sir Alex would have kind of managed other clubs in different countries. Would he have been able to translate what he does over in other leagues? I don't know, especially when you look at what Pep's been able to do in terms of coaching. He's had a lot of players, Xavi, Arteta, all these guys come after him. I don't think what Sir Alex did was very translatable to other people. I think it's very personable to him.
Moyes tried it, innit?
Yeah, Moyes tried it, failed, all of these guys. So I think for me, Pep's the better guy because he can manage players and he's the better tactician. You can't say that Pep isn't a good man manager. He deals with players quickly. Do you know what I mean? And he's built squad.
Just address it.
Nah, Alex is much better.
He's better, but I'm saying
manager.
Remember Aberdeen? He beat Real Madrid.
So Alex is a better manager, but Pep is not a terrible manager. When you compare the tactics, I don't think he's close. Pep is a much better tactician. So when you're looking at the margins, I think Pep slightly edges it. But by the time at the end of Pep's career, I think he'll definitely be. It won't be. I don't think it will be as difficult.
Yeah, I think so. Alex, obviously, he's got the body of work over like 30 odd years or something, 25 years.
Guys, do we know how mad that is?
But
I know.
What?
That's a lot of time.
What do you mean? How long Pep has left?
No, I'm bigging up Alex here.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
My boy Alex.
Yeah.
And
Pep's been at the top the whole time as well. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sam Allardyce.
Johnson says Pep's City most dominant.
We're talking about wait, hold on, Turkish. We're talking about Pep Guardiola. We're talking about Alex Ferguson, great elite coach of all time. SAEED just said, "Yo, Sam Allardyce."
No, I've just seen something on
he's joking.
David Ornstein.
Yeah, no, but that's not right. Like, why? Like,
I just seen something. That's when, oh shit, Sam Allardyce.
Nah, bro. People read. You need to time this, or this is like your shout for the best midfielders of all time.
Yeah,
Oh, am I giving something away? Am I giving something
SAEED
away
is
here?
actually something else.
No, I was just literally just seeing the tweet. I was like, shit, Sam Allardyce.
Yeah,
I
but
just literally just see something
What
there.
does the tweet say for you to say that?
do you know what I mean?
randomly?
In
No,
a
no, it just
conversation
said-
with Pep and Alex. Oh shit.
No,
Sam
I
Allardyce.
just said here, Sam Allardyce firmly in place for the Leeds job if expected.
Oh, big news.
Yeah, no, I just thought to myself, I'm shit, Sam Allardyce. That's all I said. But just to go back on Matisse's point about Alex Ferguson not doing it elsewhere, he did it at Aberdeen and he beat one of the best Real Madrid teams we've ever seen. So that is, for me, phenomenal. So, yeah.
100% agree.
Human. Oh my days.
So now you've seen it.
What's wrong, Tobes?
Don't ask him that. We ain't got all night.
No, I said KG's going to be fuming.
No. Johnson says Pep City most dominant side in the Premier League, in my opinion. Liverpool fan here, and our trophy haul is special, but they could be the GOATs. Someone keep the Champions League safe. Mad respect, though. Tim says, could you imagine peak Fergie up against Pep's City? The title races would be all-timers. The media mind games would have been insane. They would have been. COO, banter aside, that City performance against Arsenal is one of the best coached in Pep's career. Special coach. Put £100 million on Grealish, gave him the number 10, and he's still improved him. Nishit says, I'm an Arsenal fan. Bottles. Sir Alex Ferguson is the GOAT. Biggest difference, Pep never won a league title where his squad isn't the best in the league. Sir Alex Ferguson has inspired more. Blue Moon says, irrelevant, GRIZZ. For some reason, I don't believe you. Turkish, imagine losing 3 out of 3 last day title races. PTSD for life, so we must be relevant.
Why are you talking to Turkish? But you get what I mean? Like, he's talking to me. He's aimed at me. He goes, Turkish, imagine. Stay looking at me. Why are you shook?
Stay looking at me.
The man was looking at me and then just Turkish. What are you saying, man?
Can I ask this as well?
Stay looking at me, bro.
How comes people can see, let's say, a manager like Ranieri win a title with Leicester? They see Emery working with Aston Villa players. They see De Zerbi working with Brighton players. Why do people think Pep, if he was to drop down? This is a question. It's not. Why do people think if Pep was to drop to a team that wasn't elite, why do they think he'd somehow be devoid of all of his coaching?
You know why?
Yeah.
You know why? Because he says it. He says it.
Has he said it?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to work with lower quality players.
No. He says I couldn't do my job.
He says
couldn't,
that to be
or he doesn't
respectful.
want to.
He says that to be respectful. He's not trying to discredit any of these managers for the great work they've done at their clubs. Like,
No, fair enough.
as we've all just agreed, Pep's probably the best tactician of all time. So you'd like to think with even the squad Villa have right now, if he was able to make his own tactics and develop that team, he'd do a pretty good job. A good tactician can go to any team and work with them.
It'd be funny, though. It'd be funny.
I would love to see it.
It'd be good.
It's one of those things that everybody keeps bringing up.
But again, this is goes back to the Alex Ferguson chat, and it'll be a great chat when we do it. Alex Ferguson done it with Aberdeen and stuff.
Yes.
You understand? And when he took over Man United, they were trash as well. So Pep's taken over elite teams every single time.
Yeah.
And just changed the brand of football to another level. Guarantee, I agree. And this is coming from a guy that's called him elite. So we've got to have a balance.
Well, we do, but also as well, like, I think you also have to take into account the levels that he takes these teams to.
I hear that.
Man City were a team that they won the Premier League before Pep. They won it They won it twice before Pep. Twice in like 5-6 years. And in Pep's time, they won it 4 times in 5 years, on course to win it 5 times in 6 years. And they're not just winning it, they're winning it at Cantor, Centurions, Formidables, etc., right? And then even at Barcelona, Barcelona are an elite club, but he picked up Barcelona when they were a mess. After Rijkaard left, they were a mess. They just about scraped Champions League qualification the year before.
I don't think comparing Barcelona mess with having that team Messi in there as well, and Rijkaard just won a treble, I believe, in a couple of seasons before that, is really saying that they were that much of a mess that they won a treble or something a couple of years before, and suddenly they're a mess. Nah.
But they were a mess. Ronaldo, their best player, and Ronaldinho was on the decline. right? The back line that they played before had already gone. Zambrotta wasn't there. The midfield wasn't the same. The attack wasn't the same. So he basically brought in some players from Barcelona B, and he had to buy some players on top to basically.
No, I hear that. I agree with you. It takes teams to another level. I agree with that. 100.
And I actually think they were a mess. I really believe they were a mess. I remember Man United beat them the year before in the run to winning the Champions League against Chelsea, and they were by far and away better than Barcelona. Like it wasn't even a contest. And this is Barcelona we're talking about.
They had to move players on like Deco. You know, those players that were from the Rijkaard era. I get it. They had to move over. Iniesta came into the forefront. 100%, I agree. But like I said, man, treble, innit? To win that treble, nobody's done it in the Premier League. So.
The thing is, for me, obviously, Fergie takes the crown at the moment in terms of the GOAT conversation because of the longevity, right?
Yeah.
Fergie was elite for so long, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before Pep is number one, man. We know, man. This guy, he's fake. He's actually fake.
But it's always going to be subjective, though. I don't think it's going to be clear, though. It's still going to be...
probably not clear, but I feel like time is the only thing that's stopping people from putting weight behind saying Pep is number one. But if we watch what we're seeing, what this guy does when he goes to manage teams, it's crazy, bro. And he dominates. Like, he dominates, bro.
Sadir says, from Barcelona fans, we want City to kick Madrid out and Haaland to get a hat-trick, but we don't want Haaland to win the Ballon d'Or over Messi. Dilemma. If City do the treble, Haaland's winning the Ballon d'Or. Harry Maguire again says, I wish Chelsea signed me next season so I can replace that bum Fofana and take Chelsea to a championship title. Big up Sava in the building. He says, big up Turkish and the crew. Happy bank holidays, Sava. Love Sava, man. Hope you're good, my guy. Hope you're good. Go show him some love. Football Heritage TV. There it is. Tevin, been a while. Big up the man them. Been really sick and Arsenal got me sicker. Glad to be back. Hope you're good, my guy. Turkish, the energy from everyone else on our club is mad. The hate is mad. But hey, let's see what we do moving forward. Most hated. That's what we are. Jovi says, didn't Pep already humiliate Alex's best United team? Was that Alex? Was that his best United team?
That's what I'm trying to say. I've seen that comment there before. Come on, man. We had
Champions League Barcelona.
Which team do you prefer then, Saeed? Do you prefer the 08-09 team you had that won the Champions League the year prior, or do you prefer the treble winning team in 99?
No, obviously I was what 4 or 5. I wasn't really there to see it fully. I'd probably say 2018 was the best team I've seen. So again, like I said to you, that 2012, that was, bro, come on, man.
No, but he's talking about 08-09. Pep won the Champions League twice. And
no, but the thing is, I get that was a special team with Messi that was at the peak of his powers. David Villa. That's probably the best Barcelona team we've ever seen.
I'm not talking about that team. I'm talking about the one in 08-09.
Oh, the 08-09. To be fair, I wouldn't say he humiliated us, though. That's the thing, though. I don't think he humiliated us.
Come on, man.
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it was humiliation. I think, you get me, like I said to you, it was just one of them nights where they turned up. I think the first 10 minutes we could have had the game. I think the 2011 team was the best I've ever seen. Like,
I think they put away more of their chances that game. But I actually think in terms of the game state, I felt the 08-09 they were clearly the best side.
2009, 2010-11.
Who was your midfield that year, Saeed?
In 08-09, I think we had Carrick and
Fletcher was suspended, so they played. I think Giggs played in midfield.
Yeah, Giggs played in midfield. But the season after that, we had a mashup. I think Giggs was in there. It wasn't Park Ji-sung, so it wasn't, like I said to you. We were still playing with a team that Alex Ferguson still molded. I think the 08-09 was probably more talented because we had Ronaldo, we had so many players. But the 10-11, I don't think it was that great, to be honest. We were patching up players like Giggs. Park Ji-sung was in there, kind of an old Park Ji-sung. But I think that 2011 team was probably the best Pep team he's ever had. Like David Villa, Pedro, a peak Pedro, Busquets. Unbelievable, man. So I would say that team, but either way, man, it's too.
You know what? We're gonna do this. We'll do the managers.
Yeah, definitely.
The series as well. Edgar says another angle on Alex Ferguson. Coaches who follow him in the States usually suck big time. I predict that coaches in the future who follow Pep will allow the US to have better success. He's not on Pep's level. Edgar, that's a weird way of trying to separate the coaches, my guy. A very weird way. I don't think that really makes sense to me, if I'm honest with you. It's hard to replicate the way Sir Alex coaches, because first you need the experience and the know-how before players respect you enough that you can talk to them. Football's changed so much, and not just football, life has changed so much. I mean, managers of that type wouldn't survive anymore, because everyone will be at HR saying, he talked to me like this, he did this to me, he threw a boot at my face, and that would be it. So it's very different. I don't think you can justify it with that sort of an angle. D-Rush says, Pep gave Fergie a footballing lesson in 2009, and he's been living in his head rent-free since then. That's all the super chats. We will touch in on it on the Big Six channel. Make sure you subscribe over there, people. And let's get back to Hugh. Man City, West Ham prediction.
I think it's going to be a rotated City team. I think you can expect some changes. So it'll be tough. I just hope they can continue the energy levels. I'm still going to back City to get a 3-1 win, because I know West Ham do have some players that can score goals.
3-1, SAEED.
West Ham. I don't see a shock, surely. Surely no shock. I'm going to go Man City to win 3-0.
3-0. GRIZZ.
Now you've got me in doubt, so I was going to say 4-0 standard, but why are they going to rotate?
Team looks tired, man. There's no Kevin De Bruyne either. Yeah, I just think we can expect some changes for this one.
I'll go 3-0.
3-0 as well. TOBS.
I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. Matisse.
I'm gonna go with got to think about this.
What are we going for?
What are we going for?
I need points. Need points.
You did miracles.
After what you've done to Arsenal this season, I can't wait for you to eat that chili crisp.
Bro, it's like I'm trying to walk down the road. I'm turning left. It's dark. You're turning left. Now I'm turning right. You're turning right, bro. Just pick your own score, man. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 win. You're definitely gonna copy me.
2-0. Nah, 3-1. 3-1. 2-0 is a bit light, I can't lie. All right, that one's done. Man United 1-1-0. Aston Villa. It was a big
story again, man. Just should have been more. You know what I mean? Let's be real, man. Should have been more. Should have been 4 or 5 in the first half. Rashford has 2 or 3 opportunities. I know one was offside. It's a bit sad one as well. They played a ridiculous high line, but we peppered them, man. Energy. We played in midweek, but we came out firing, man. But again, it's a familiar story, man. We haven't got a striker to finish the goals. That's what it is, really.
Martial finished.
Martial, I don't know, man. I think he's trying to manage him, man. I'll be honest with you. He's just trying to. I think that's what's going to be Martial for
I'm surprised how long you lot have been patient with Martial.
Has he been a flop? Has Martial been a flop?
No, I don't think he's been a flop.
£50 million striker, Ballon d'Or in his contract. Has he been a flop?
I don't think he's been a flop. I wouldn't ever say Martial's been a flop.
Would
I say?
Yeah,
I think he's unfulfilled. Should be a word. Unfulfilled. You know what I mean? But like I said, he's going to manage his injuries. Next year, obviously, like I said, there'll be hopefully a striker available. Hopefully someone that can come in and score these goals. Because I think Ten Hag tactically coaches a team to win 4-5-0, but the team goes out there and gets a 1-0. And if we were more clinical, I don't know where we'd be this season. Generally, we could be a bit more high up the pitch. I don't know. So, but we dominated Unai Emery. That's his first loss in 9 games. So just go to show you that we absolutely tormented them. The midfield, we suffocated them. Thought Sabitzer off the ball was excellent. Bruno Fernandes again, excellent. Backline, Lindelof. Have to special mention to Lindelof. Listen, he's not had the greatest career at Man United. There's always been that doubt whether he could be the starting centre back, but he's been excellent alongside Luke Shaw. Them as a partnership have been solid. Like, I know we conceded 2 in the week to Thingy, but that was a team collapse. But at home, I said to you guys, at home, man, I'm not really fearful of anyone. Like, I'll be honest with you. We've only had 1 loss at home this season. That was Brighton. And I kind of call that first game tax. The manager maybe trusting certain players. But apart from that, that's why I'm confident for top 4. I think we only need to win, what, three games?
Yeah, you got top 4. I mean, I don't know why you.
Yeah,
mentioned top
100%.
4.
I think our home form will guide it to top 4.
You had
I genuinely
aspirations
do.
of the quad and shit. Why are you just worried about top 4 now?
No, I'm just saying
That's
for the
a bit
rest
of
of
a
the
come down for
season,
the last
that's
few
what's
weeks.
practically
But didn't you say
available
you'd
and the
finish
FA
above
Cup.
United, Grizz?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd finish above United to
Well, at the
some?
start of the
Exactly,
season,
that's
why
what
you
he
getting
said
back
as well.
12 months? Why you getting back
No, it
12
wasn't the
months?
start of the season. This was like halfway through the season.
Oh, man,
Exactly.
man,
And I
you're
did
just on a
mention that
trolling-
every day to him.
I'm just picking up from
You're
my
on a
boy.
tro- Look, be consistent or like be consistent and join in the conversation, or don't just join in like when you feel like it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, man, you're on a pure trolling mode, man. Allow that. Man. United on a quad hype. We're having a nasty season. How am I stupid to say like maybe we're gonna finish off United? All I'm saying is suddenly they're 4th, we're 5th. Make it make
Well,
sense.
you could be 7th if Brighton get their.
I know it
results
could
in
be,
one.
should be,
Villa.
whatever in it, but we ain't getting out like that, bro.
Oh, okay.
We ain't getting out like that.
Okay. You ain't going out like that. Okay.
I'm feeling different, boy.
No, to finish look. All I'm saying is to finish one place below the greatest United season in a long time
Context.
and the worst
Use
Liverpool.
context, please. Are you going to add the possible? We got a Carabao Cup and a possible FA Cup as well. So you have to have context to it, man.
Man City are gonna handle the
Season
business
cannot.
Man City are gonna definitely handle their business in the FA Cup, inshallah.
Thing is,
Seville handled you in the Europa League, and
It's a one-off game, though.
Newcastle are above you in the Premier League. So
Yeah, Newcastle are not going away, man. They're pissing me off, Newcastle, man. They're not going away, man. Every time you think, you know what, but this guy, man, I'm telling you, Arsenal, they got to watch out, man. Coming up soon, but you know what? At home,
do this, bro.
no, I'm just saying, innit? Like, obviously, they got you soon, innit? But I think ultimately, at home, it's all home bankers, innit? You know what I mean? I think that's where I think I'm confident. If there's any kind of mishap towards this top. Away from home, I don't really trust this team. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest with you. But at home, I fully trust this team. So, yeah.
Who you got?
Sorry?
Who you got next?
We got Brighton away, man. Tough game.
Brighton away.
League.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, man.
League game.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Bro,
league, yeah.
what else is there? There's only league games left.
Yeah.
Should we say you're out there? Everything else, innit? Yeah.
No, FA Cup final, innit? But obviously we beat them.
It's a wicked game, boy. Man United, Brighton.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one. What's your prediction? Oh, sorry. I'm pretending I'm Turkish there. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you can go through. I mean, if there's nothing more on Aston Villa, then obviously is revenge on the cards for Brighton. Is it? You lot, how you feeling?
Can't lie to you, man. It's sticky one. Sticky one. I'm gonna
Didn't they just
say,
hit someone for 6 in the weekend as well, Brighton? Like they're looking
yeah,
sharp.
yeah, yeah. I have to
And that was
really,
in the second.
respect
They made changes as well.
I'm gonna say
yep, they did.
2-2. Yeah. Genuinely.
What you say?
Listen, away from home, I don't trust this team, man. So I'm just gonna say 2-2.
He's trying to wrap up the prediction title, man. I can't lie. He's not even
Bro, I'm
risking.
not gonna lie to you, man.
He don't give a shit, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm being serious. Like we could genuinely lose, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Interesting.
I hear you.
Away from home, bro. Look at our away from home. It's poor, man.
You will
Sorry?
lose. We're losing that
Oh,
game.
calm down with
We're
the aggressiveness.
losing that game.
Oh.
So
No.
But
You
you best
said-
predict that.
It looks like somebody wants to make their prediction.
Change it from.
In it, like, can you wait your turn, please, brother?
Yeah, you best
I'm gonna
predict that,
predict
by
it.
the way. You best predict that.
I'm saying 2-1 Brighton.
Yeah, I will.
Because Toby bullied me into that shit, bro.
2-1 Brighton. Tobes.
Don't back out.
I'm gonna go for 3-1. I'm gonna go for 3-1 Brighton.
Fair play. Man of your
3-1
word.
Brighton. Matisse.
I'm gonna go with a.
But he's doing a lot of thinking for someone who's 68 points behind.
Watch it there, yeah. Well, you won't get your slippers back.
It was you.
Fuck, man, this is not easy. Let me go with a 2-1 United win.
2-1 United win. What do I do here? I protect my
You ain't
investment.
copying. No, you're not copying that. Why would you do that?
2-1 Brighton. No, I'm not copying you. Fuck that. Hugh.
3-3.
Jeez, man.
You're right, mate.
You know, I mean, the scripters are writing it. He's writing
I
his
think
script.
it's goals, man. I think it's goals galore.
Yeah, man.
Goals galore. That's all the predictions in. And let's see some super chats. Before Pep came to the Prem, the narrative was, quote, he won't be able to play that pretty football. He'll surpass Sir Alex Ferguson's trophy count and the goalpost will move again.
How many trophies is he behind? Anybody know?
Not even sure,
No.
you know.
I don't know.
Oh, can someone in the chat
I don't
please
know.
let us know how far he's behind in the trophy hall? Because
That's a big metric.
He's quite a way off, man. He's quite a way off. Did Sir Alex not win like 13 Premier Leagues or something like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're just waffling in it, bro. Like, literally.
What station's going on today?
No, but where he may have a point, where he may have a point is the
Waffling.
time frame. It's about how successful he is within a small time frame. You know, how long was that Sir Alex Ferguson there? Was it
26 years, I think it was. 26 years.
You're saying
man,
trophies,
he won
trophies per game.
two Champions Leagues in 26 years. Pep could do that in 10.
Oh, okay. Let's see this year then, innit? Let's see.
Do it, bro. Do it, bro.
Do it, bro. Just
Do it,
waffling.
bro.
Says United need midfielders way more than a striker, in my opinion. Ten Hag's plans won't come together until United start controlling games consistently.
No, I agree. That's a good point. But equally, we do need a striker though, because there's been games where we're just missing too many chances. I think we could get both, man. We need to get both. Yeah, me.
Yeah, I see KM in the comments says Pep has 31 trophies, that Alex has 49. I guess that's all in. So Pep could be on 34 come the end of this season. And what is he, about 50, 52, 50, 51?
I think he's 54, I want to say.
Yeah, he's early 50s, whatever it is. So time's on his side. We got a few more on that debate. 52. A big one here from Football Heritage TV, Sava in the building. Let's call it for what it is. Pep is a master tactician and Fergie more a man manager. I know which teams I prefer to watch. People belittle Pep, but as TOBS said, look at what he took over and put together. Pep is a master.
I'm kind of lost at what you mean by a man manager. Can someone maybe just elaborate on that one?
Man management is like with players, making sure, you know, there's no fallout, you know, nurturing them, you know, all of that basically on the pitch, making sure, you know what I mean? Like it's man management. I think Guardiola maybe, I don't know.
Man management, in my opinion. Oh, go on.
What are you saying, TOBS?
I was gonna say, I think it's been documented. I can't remember who it was. I think it was either Rio or one of the former Man United players who mentioned how like there was meticulous detail from Fergie's side on the human aspect, not just at a player level, but literally every single person at the club, the staff, etc., etc. So maybe that's what that implies.
Yeah.
You don't really hear that for Pep. When it's Pep, it's all about how brilliant he is on the football pitch. Not saying that Pep doesn't have an emotional side to him off the pitch, but yeah, that's what.
I think we just don't know as much because it's so well documented about how Alex Ferguson used to turn up at like players' houses when he heard there was parties on and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you just don't have that level of detail about Pep Guardiola, but he's still. I'm well aware that he does man manage very well and he's got a very good relationship with all of his players. But I think it's just not documented as much. But I get what you're saying.
Maybe you have to wait until the end of Pep's career when he maybe puts out a book, because right now there's a lot of propaganda on Fergie's man management and because he's done a book and Roy Keane's come out and spoken, and like you've got all of that kind of going back into the archives and talking about it. You didn't find this out on the day because there was no socials. So
exactly, man.
You have to wait until Pep's done and he speaks about what he's been doing behind the scenes. Then people are going to respect his man management a lot more, because no one can tell me that Pep's man management is not ridiculously good, because you don't get a team performing like this season in, season out, keeping them motivated by fluke. It don't happen.
No one's saying it's look.
No one's saying it's not good.
Yeah, we're talking the greatest man in the top three conversation of all time. So the overall package, of course, he's in the top three, but I don't think he's man management is good as Alex Ferguson's, in my opinion, especially for someone who, don't forget, transitioned from that old school management style of just being in charge of everything, right? Manager, coach, training ground, transfers, all of that, and then he transitioned when things started becoming in terms of agents, football agents, sporting directors, all of that business, different role. I think he transitioned magnificently. I hate to say it, but you have to call a spade sometimes.
No respect, man.
Thanks, bro.
And I think Alex probably managed bigger egos as well.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, I think he probably did manage.
Yeah, big
bigger
egos, man, in that dressing room. You know what I mean? When you had to manage them, you had to shift people on as well. You know,
Yeah,
so
he didn't give a shit. But Pep's shown that as well. I mean, even with Cancelo more recently in
it's
January.
fine margins, man. I think it generally, like Toby said, it's fine margins, man. And we'll probably talk about this in the next 5 or 7 years, maybe when Pep Guardiola carries on. It's because
Different
it's
era.
not stopping anytime soon.
It's one of those ones. It's one of those ones that we could sit here all night and talk about. Like, you're never going to come to like black and white answer. It's just one.
No,
of those
that's what I'm saying.
Special, like even as a City fan, I'm willing to admit it. Alex Ferguson, special manager. I'm never ever going to dispute that. So it's one of those ones, man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but we'll try to do it. We're acting like United were a financial powerhouse in the 90s.
He's saying, they were.
A financial powerhouse now. They used to take all the best talent in England due to their deals with Sky. Sir Alex Ferguson is also a checkbook manager. Only started spending big at City. Go. I don't know that. I don't know what that last bit.
I think what he's saying is Pep didn't spend a huge amount of money at his previous clubs. I know he spent, but if you remember that Barcelona team he had, that was the core of that team was built of La Masia products. Like most of the main players in that squad went through at La Masia. It's not as if he spent an absolute fortune in that squad. Now, I'm not altogether certain on the figures he spent at Bayern Munich, so I guess he's only saying that Pep spent real cash when he got to Manchester City. But, that's one of those ones people won't hear. I mean, with Alex Ferguson, if you remember correctly, I know I wasn't alive, but when he first came into Man United, his first period was rocky. There was a lot of United fans wanted Alex Ferguson out of the club.
He wouldn't have survived in this. He wouldn't have survived in this era. 100%, he wouldn't have survived. 100%, he wouldn't have survived.
It took Alex Ferguson a while.
SAEED, he wouldn't have survived in this era. It depends on nothing. You know that. In this modern day and era, he would not have survived the bad results that he went through. It was a total different time.
You're talking about 6 years of until he got his first. Of course,
impossible.
That's,
you would have been.
The players are a lot soft. The players are a lot softer now.
You would have been doing protests after a year and a half.
We can't rewrite history. We can't. Eras.
No. Yeah, different eras,
man.
It's hard to compare.
Players would have been crying right now if Ferguson spoke to them.
It's mad.
Rashawn says Pep is a chef at a fine dining restaurant, elevates good ingredients. Sir Alex Ferguson is the boss man at your favorite chip shop. Questionable ingredients, but you can never complain. I think that's a very harsh analogy. Man said Pep's fine dining and Sir Alex's chip shop. That's a bit mad.
That's trying to play it out as if Alex Ferguson always had absolute nobody. It's not as if Alex Ferguson didn't take a lot of the Premier League's best players like Van Persie and these kind of guys and just threw them into his Man United team and then stormed the league. Like,
difference between taking the best
It
players.
wasn't even just that.
When Van Persie said, "The boy who cried inside," you know what I mean? That he wanted to leave. So,
he wanted to leave, but the
people wanted to come to the greatest manager ever. Like, it's okay. I'm sorry.
No, but I don't get the spending point, because what Man City do now is what Man United were doing in the late 90s and early 90s. Man United had a monopoly on the Premier League. They had first dibs on some of the best players of the teams in the lower parts of the league, and they spent the most money. Man United
I wouldn't compare
throughout the entirety.
Because the Man City's spending power and the way they're spending is comparable to Real Madrid's. In the 90s,
that's what I'm going to say.
So Alex, as much as I agree, he had the pick of talent. He also had the class of '92, which he had to kind of knit together and get the best out of. And he signed players
100%. But then, how much did Rio Ferdinand cost in like 2001?
Yeah, he was a record transfer at the time. I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Alan Shearer, before he went to Newcastle, how much did Man United?
But I feel dirty here. I feel dirty here. I'm bigging up Alex Ferguson. I proper feel filthy. Yeah, but But that's also testimony, though, Tobes, to his adapting. So when he had to class of 92 come with the youngsters, yeah, then when they became successful, more revenue, more commercial deals, and then he realized I can spend big. Again, that's a sign of great managing and adapting with the times.
Yeah.
So
Can I just say something?
kudos to him, man.
It's also different as well when Pep Guardiola, no disrespect, but could come in and spend 2 fullbacks for 50 million. Like, yeah, you know what? 2 fullbacks, 50 million each. Like that, he came into you know, like it was nice and cushy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like I said, there's a long-winded argument. You know,
we could be here all night in this one, man. It's like I said, it's one of those ones we're not gonna get an agreement.
One more on the subject, then we'll keep it moving because it is coming up close to 2 hours, and we still got one more prediction to make. TBG says, "Are people forgetting Pep already has as many Champions Leagues as Fergie? For me, Alex Ferguson is second, but Pep is the greatest I've ever seen. Revolutionized football 10 times over." Love for the super chats, people. It's definitely a debate we're going to have on the official Big Six channel. So make sure you're subscribed over there. Make sure you're subscribed to the Mandem, HUGH, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, MATISSE. Make sure you show them some love. All channel links in the description below. The sponsor, Factor 75. You click the link in the live chat. Click the link in the description. Make sure you use the code Factor SE32690. 50% off your first box. 20% off the next 4. So if you're in the US, if you're watching over there in the US of A, then make sure you show some love to the channel by supporting the sponsor, people. A couple of days left on that one. So if you need anything food related, go check them out, people. Let's keep it moving because that's all the super chats. And we've got Arsenal and Chelsea to discuss. Obviously, me and Matisse did box to box earlier, so we briefly talked about it. I haven't got much to say on it apart from we've got to win the game. Like, that's it. Yeah. Do I think we've still got a chance to win the title? No, because I think Man City will not be dropping points in 2 games. They might drop points in 1 game, but I do not see them dropping points in 2 games. Albeit they look tired against Fulham at times. I just think they're too strong all round, and to hope or expect them to drop points in 2 out of the next 6 games, and Arsenal to win them all, it's just not happening. But we do have to, brush Chelsea aside. I mean, Chelsea have been dreadful this season. They might even be in their worst form this season. As dreadful as they've been throughout the season, they might be in their worst form. 0 for 5 for Frank Lampard. Just win the game. Get back to winning ways before Newcastle Sunday, because that Newcastle game on Sunday doesn't look good to me with the way we've been playing in the last 4. But hopefully we can smash Chelsea and then go in there with a bit of momentum. But we'll see. Matisse, I don't know what else you want to add, because I know you're kind of finished with this season.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to add, man. There's nothing to add. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows the situation. It's hurry up and get the season done. Try and not do 007 for Lampard. Try and hit 40 points, like Palace have done before Bournemouth do. Try not to slip into 16th, 15th. And that's it. That's it, really. But I don't see us getting anything out of this game. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are starting to, or some Arsenal fans are starting to get worried and maybe Chelsea if they do this and it's a London derby. Nah, listen. The way that we're playing right now, it's going to take a lot for me to be moved, because Lampard is playing the most defensive formations I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen formations that he's rocking up with right now. I've never seen them before. Something fresh. They're not on FIFA. You can't find them on Football Manager. They're just fresh formations we've never seen. So
when we told you when we told you about Lampard and how we just don't see an upthing in this, like it's all down, and you was kind of defending him and saying it could be vibes. Like, is there
I expected goals. Yeah, I expected goals. This is not the same. This is not the same. Like at Everton, I get what you're saying. Like at Everton,
this is sabotage now, right?
Yeah, it's sabotage. At Everton, he had no attackers. Like, they have no attackers at Everton. Their attack is dead. At Chelsea, he has attackers. Last time he was at Chelsea, he was a attacking manager. He wants to press from the front, score goals. He'll probably leak loads of goals as well. Bit open.
But he's playing Raheem Sterling up front.
That's what I expected.
With Gallagher behind.
Yeah, I expected some back and forth. This is
mad.
But this is dead. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I meant by vibes. I expected to at least have something to see in the game where I'm like, okay, this is entertaining. We might still lose, but at least there's something there where you're like, okay, cool, you lost 3-4 or you lost 3-2 or whatever. But this he's going the complete opposite. So yeah.
It's mad though when you think about, he's not going to be here next season. There's no pressure on him. Like, I just don't understand why even Roy Hodgson with limited budget and probably not better off players is playing better football than Frank Lampard.
We know if he gets another job after this, we know the system is corrupt.
That's because Roy Hodgson's playing.
Ain't no one hiring Frank Lampard after this.
No. Roy Hodgson's playing Elise right wing, and we're playing.
But that's my point. We know the system.
See what I mean, though? It's just simple maths. Like, do it. Like, do what you need to do, and just play good football. I don't think Chelsea fans are even looking for results at the minute, because at the end of the day, you're mathematically, I think, safer now, aren't you, Matisse? Just play good football. Like, that's all it is.
It's not even play. He can't play good football, because to play good football, you're going to need to put together some sort of plan. And it's quite clear that, when we're talking about the level of what he is able to produce, it's not very high. Do you know what I mean? Like, who has he learned off? He hasn't even got his full license. But I'm just looking for you to put people in the right position. I'm not trying to see Kante make crosses. I'm not trying to see Kante going up for headers in the box. I'm not trying to see Gallagher playing as a second striker. I'm not trying to see this shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, just play the players. Just play the players in the right position. That's the first thing you can do. That's the bare basics.
Yeah.
So
he needs to go and be an understudy somewhere, Frank Lampard. Like, do what Arteta did and learn off a top coach, because there's so much evidence now he hasn't a clue what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's at, man. He's not going to be able to compete at the highest level as a manager unless he goes and learns his trade.
What Eddie Howe did. Eddie Howe said that when he got sacked after Bournemouth, he spent time at 3 different managers. He spent a lot of time with work, studying and being around.
Yeah, the habit you don't, man.
Simeone. He did the same with Jurgen Klopp, and I can't remember the third manager that he said that he was allowed to work with. Obviously, Frank is starting from a much lower base than Eddie Howe was, because Eddie Howe has always been a much better manager. But bro, this guy needs to actually just work on himself, because he's painfully not good enough to be a Premier League manager. He's awful.
But sometimes it's okay though to say that great players don't become great managers. Like, it's okay. But I think that's why for me, more respect on Eddie Howe, because he's actually a very, very good coach. And I think for me, Ed, even if he went to study, sometimes all that studying, you can do it all you want, but if you don't do it on the replica on the football pitch, you don't have that nous about you. He's having a footballing nous. You don't have that, man. It's as simple as that.
Punditry, bro. I'm more than happy to co-host watch-alongs with him. It's all G.
You know what we're going to do? Because we're coming up to 2 hours, and it is midnight now over here in the UK. So we're going to move straight into predictions. We'll talk about the result more come Thursday, as well as all the other results. And obviously, we'll preview the upcoming game week on the weekend. Home team, Arsenal. So I go first. So Matisse, no risk of being copied here. I'm going... Chelsea don't score, but I just feel like at home, the way we concede goals, surely he can't go in with that same lineup and formation he did last week. Surely he can't do that.
Don't call me surely.
Hey, don't place any bets, brothers.
This
would be the time where it would make sense, to be fair.
3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. Hugh.
I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal.
3-0 SAEED.
I'm going to say, I think it's going to be 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0. GRIZZ?
I swear that's what I was going to say, SAEED. Honestly, it looks like
it's a possibility you're going to say that. What do you mean you're just going to say that? Like,
I swear I was going to say that. I was going to say 2-0.
Bro, it's a possibility then. Just say it's a possibility then.
No, what I'm saying is, like, I'm going to say 2-0, but I don't want you to get all like, GRIZZ is copying me because I'm on top of the thing. So just like, don't get shook. 2-0.
Don't worry, I'm top of the league. I don't need to be shook.
No, that's what I'm saying, innit? But you still get shook for some reason.
Okay.
TOBS.
God, Chelsea are so shit, innit? I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. Matisse.
This guy says Chelsea's so shit and goes with the narrowest
I
scoreline.
know he's not making sense today.
Yeah, bro. He's not with us, bro.
No, he's not.
I can't believe he's backing a Chelsea goal, man. I can't believe he's going to score.
So discombobulated.
Arsenal conceded 3 against Southampton.
Matisse, can I say
We scored 1 goal last month. It was deflected. It got goal of the month.
Yeah, I was going to say though, Barry. What's your goal of the month like? Is that
Gallagher. It was Gallagher. Yeah, it was the 1 goal he scored.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did they actually give an award for that, Matisse? Actually give goal of the month award?
If they're shameless enough to go and pick it up at Cobham, but yeah, that's the goal of the
Remember,
month.
Arsenal had one like that a couple of years ago, innit? When
I don't know about that.
they were,
I don't
no,
remember.
they weren't struggling. You were struggling to score 1 goal in a month.
Oh,
innit?
maybe.
Was it Shamak?
Yeah.
Nah,
Can I tell you my
No,
score?
that's recent.
No, you can't.
Shamak.
You can't.
Don't remind me of such dark times. Shamak, but fuck's sake.
Two out of the
6
last 3 months, we've scored 1 goal only. In March and in February and in April. I'm going with a 3-0 Arsenal win. You
know, Aubameyang might score.
Yeah, that was going to say.
You can prove me wrong. I dare you.
Maybe 2-1. Maybe 2-1 and Mudryk first goal against Arsenal, man. That's mad.
There's a lot of subplots, you know. There's a lot of funny subplots there.
Boy.
Bro,
Are you watching the game tomorrow? I might pull up.
Who?
You, bro.
Go watch it with Matisse.
I don't need this guy telling me you must in the background when I'm trying to watch.
Go jump on his watch along. That's it.
Yeah, I
You
might,
might do
you
that.
know what, Matisse, yeah, I might jump in your watch along, innit?
Oh, for fuck's
Chuck me the link. Chuck me the link.
I'm telling you, bro. Big 6 watch-alongs are coming.
Yeah, they're coming, man.
Yo.
They're coming next season, people. Hope you enjoyed the World Cup one. More of that, where that came from, for sure. That's all the super chats in. I want to say big up Benji as well, who's become a new member on the channel. So big up Jerome and Benji. Both have become members today. If you want to become a member, you can join below. There's a join button. All super chats are in. Last but not least, let me bring up the prediction table. So this is how the table's looking after game week 34.
Hey, big up GRIZZ, man, up to 3rd, you know.
Getting tight, man. Getting tight.
Blood in the water, the shark's coming.
The shark's coming, man. I'm telling you. Different type of shark, but you know, we'll maybe we're not no teeth in that, but it's still a shark. It's still a shark, you know.
Okay.
Listen, people that are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, all audio platforms, it is looking. SAEED is still top on 130 points. TOBS has cut the gap. He's on 123 points. GRIZZ is in 3rd on 119 points. HUGH in 4th on 117 points. I am in 5th on 113 points. And Matisse is at the bottom on 106 points. So 7 points separates SAEED and TOBS at the top. 7 points separates Matisse and myself at the bottom. So yeah, with 4 game weeks to go, I guess you can say it's still all to play for slightly. We'll see.
Yeah. Still all to play for, man.
Well, no, it's not in it. It's not. It's not.
Or Turkish modded with that chili, boy. That's what
Say
I need.
again?
I need your Matisse modded with that chili crisp.
I'll be calm with that.
No, it's Matisse, man. Matisse is
needs
finished.
that, man. Matisse needs that. He deserves that for all the watch alongs he's done. this
SAEED and Matisse are like their fates are sealed.
Hey,
Bro, I don't need you with your kiss of death, you know, Chris, you know. You've got a history of that, man. Liverpool, I don't need that little, I mean, a virus there, man.
Interesting.
Away, man.
I might have to leave with something.
What we planning on doing?
I'm the redemption arc is started now because of that comment.
What redemption?
You ain't doing shit, bro.
Remontada.
Wait, no, but I'm not joking, man. People were impressed, and I was impressed as well. Say that word again. Discombobulated, that one.
Discombobulated.
The way you say it, man, it's quite slick, you know.
Yeah, that was totally, man.
He's had a lot of practice this season saying it, innit?
That's true. That's true.
More than you can believe. Yeah.
More than you can believe. All right, listen, we're going to wrap it up, people. We are back Thursday night, 10:30, after Brighton play United. So make sure you look out for that, people. That's the next show. Make sure you follow our Instagram at The Big Six Show, Twitter at The Big Six Show, TikTok at The Big Six Show, and support the man there. Make sure you subscribe right here. I'm just over 100 away from 83K on the road to 100K, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel And don't forget to subscribe to the official channel. The link is in the description below. Videos are ready to go. I will schedule one for sometime this week, so look out for it, people. I will definitely do that because it's been long overdue now. So make sure you're subscribed there and support the man them, HUGH, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, MATISSE, THUGGERY. All channel links are in the description. And big up the sponsor, Factor 75. Couple days left for that promo. 50% off your first order, 20% off the next 4. Use the code Factor SE32690 or click the link below. It should automatically apply, but make sure it does. Should support the channel, support the sponsors, people. Love for the love. And we'll be back Thursday night, 10:30. Peace.